Guys, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel, and today I am joined by the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the only other person on the WhatsApp group that bothered to respond. Is Glenn. We are going to be playing a game today, and we are going to be playing from Chapter Approved 2019 Covert Manoeuvres.
We certainly are. Exciting.
2,000 points. You're taking your Ultramarines.
Blueberries today, yeah. Make a return to the channel.
Featuring Marnius Calgar.
Oh, there's a certain debut from Mr. Calgar today, yes, so we'll see how he gets on.
Very good. Once again, I'm going to be playing my 1,000 Suns and featuring Ritual of the Damned. So I'm going to give it a go. I keep saying placing. 3 detachments in my list, so I can use 3 different cults, just so that I can have a go at all of them. Well, as many as possible, really.
So that's purely a showcase to your viewers, rather than that benefits your army very well, isn't it? 100%.
Yes. or the reality is, I need some extra powers because I've got so many psychers that 6 powers or 12 powers just isn't enough anymore. So I'm going to give that a go, see where we get to. But when we come back, we'll do a run through of the actual armies, the blueberries versus the purple berries.
Sure.
That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's almost, well, they're kind of blue, aren't they, really? Blue versus blue. When we come back, we'll run through Glenn's Ultramarines.
Yeah.
We'll run through my 1,000 Suns and break down all of the different cults. And then we'll come back and look at deployment and how the game is going to go. So, yeah, let's get straight into the game. So let's take a look at Glenn's lovely painted Ultramarines here. Beautifully based and beautifully painted as always, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Nice board, well painted. That resin terrain.
Big shout out to GameMat EU for supplying the terrain and the table mat. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
There we are. So I'll talk you through the list. So we've got a battalion, and then we've got the heavy support detachment as well. So in a battalion, HQ choice, the man at the front there, the man himself, none other than Chapter Master, no stratagem needed. So Calgar, big debut for him, flanked by the Victrix Honour Guard. The other HQ choice in the battalion is the Librarian, Primaris Librarian. He will know Scryer's Gaze, which gives a CP back, and also the Psychic Scourge, which is like a leadership roll-off test, essentially. Then the troop choices are, we've got 5 Infiltrators and 2 blobs of 10 Intercessors with just the standard bolt rifles. We have the Primaris Ancient with the banner, 5 Hellblasters, as well as 6 Inceptors. That will be a blob of 6 that will come down at some point during the game if we don't forget them. And then in the other detachment, the HQ choice is a Primaris Lieutenant with the Mastercraft bolt rifle, the 2 Dreadnoughts there, one with plasma, one with the heavy Gatling cannon. We also have, as my anti-tank, 6 aggressors. So yeah, that's the list.
Cool, thank you very much. So this is my 2,000 points, 1,000 Suns army that I'm running. I am running 3 different cults across 3 different detachments. So on the left we have a Vanguard detachment, which is the elite one. 2 squads of 5 Scarab Occult Terminators with a Soulreaper cannon and a Hellfire rack. And then a Tzaangors Shaman. And in front of that is an Exalted Sorcerer on foot. They are in the Cult of Scheming. Now moving on to the battalion in the middle, that is led by a Demon Prince with wings, with 2 Malefic Talons, an Exalted Sorcerer on disc. And then 3 troops. We have 16 Tzaangor with a Brayhorn and a Twistbray. And then we have 15 Rubric Marines, 2 Warp Flamers, 1 Soulreaper cannon in that unit. And then finally, right at the very back, kind of out of sight, is 10 Cultists. In addition to that, we have a Forgefiend with 2 Hades Autocannons. Finally, we have a Supreme Command Detachment on the right-hand side, and that is led by Ahriman with a Winged Demon Prince and another Exalted Sorcerer on disc. That one's actually Cult of Change, and the battalion, which I forgot to mention, is the Cult of Magic. A whole plethora of psychic powers across the board here, which will be in the army description in the link below, or in the description below, sorry, along with all of the traits and pre-game stratagems in order to take a second relic and a second warlord trait. All of that information in the description below. Right, okay, we are now deployed. The Thousand Suns are the attackers. They won the roll-off, and we get to deploy first. So in this corner over here, we have a Winged Demon Prince, 10 Cultists, and an Exalted Sorcerer sat on an objective which is just in between these rocks, this down here. Using one of the new stratagems, the Rubric Marines have deployed further forward. They're allowed to deploy 9 inches away from enemy models and their deployment zone. So they have all gone up here, just in range of the objective on the other side. Panning across the line here, so we have another Demon Prince, which is my Warlord. Behind him is Ahriman, a Forgefiend, and another Exalted Sorcerer on disc. Then finally on my left flank, we have a blob of 16 Tzaangor, an Exalted Sorcerer on foot, and a Shaman. All the powers I have written down on little 25mm discs to try and remember what they are, and as you can see there are an awful lot of them, so I'm trying to remember which ones have what. In the Teleportarium I have 2 units of 5 Terminators sat just handily off the board over here, and that is my deployment. Moving over to the Ultramarines then, Mr. Glenn.
So maybe I paid you too much respect here, but this isn't cowardice. This is tactical deployment because we're Ultramarines. So we have the Dread with Plasma here and some Plasma buddies in Hellblasters just behind him. Bearing in mind there's a couple of objectives here. There's some Eliminators hidden in the ruins just here. You won't be able to see them on camera though because they've got camo clothes. So
they are
there are some in there. Trust me. Then we have a squad of the 10 Intercessors just here with the standard bolt rifles. We've got a few things hidden behind the rocks. We've got 6 Aggressors, Calgar, the Victrix Honor Guard, an Ancient, and a Lieutenant here.
Appreciate the use of Lieutenant there.
Yeah, there we go. Another squad of 10 Intercessors here, just vanilla again. And then over on this side of the board, we've got another Dread with the Gatling Cannon, the Librarian, and the whatchamacallums just here.
So pretty much all the objectives, other than the one that we've put in the middle. I always like to have an objective in the middle because reasons. It just makes for a good bonfire at some point. So that is all the objectives. That is all the deployment. We have snacks in the corner. Look at that, box of celebrations. We've got some crisps. So that must mean we are ready to go. The important role, are you going to attempt a cheeky seize?
I am going to. Part of me doesn't want it because of how long I spent deploying my army in cowardice. But let's go. Need a 6. We have a 2.
We have a 2. That is not a seize. Thousand Suns movement phase coming right up. Thousand Suns movement phase is now complete. So on the right hand side, seeing the most action. The Rubrics have clambered up on top of these crates, getting some line of sight and some range over to here to that Dreadnought. Followed by the Demon Prince and an Exalted Sorcerer flying up, hoping for some smite action, as he is now the nearest target. Demon Prince in the middle, the Warlord has boldly gone where no Warlord has gone before and flown unescorted into the middle. Hopefully I'm a little bit out of line of sight. We'll see how that pans in Glenn's movement phase. Ahriman has just moved up a little bit here. The idea here is to get prescience off onto the Rubrics over here. That's his little plan at least. This Exalted Sorcerer has just shimmied a little bit further forward, and then over here the Tzaangors have bomb bursted a little bit to try and do a little bit of denial of your deep strike, which will come in on turn 2. So not so much this turn, but I'm trying to block out a little bit over here from all of those Inceptors that are due to arrive at some point. 2 Psykers have moved forward. Their target is going to be the Eliminators, otherwise they will be eliminated themselves. And that's pretty much the movement phase. We're going to move into the psychic phase, and this is going to be...
have you got a psychic phase?
This is going to take a while. So we're just going to work out exactly what's going to come in that phase when we come back. Kicking off the psychic phase then, we are going to start on my left flank here. First thing we are going to do is Weaver of Fates from the Shaman onto the Tzaangor. That is cast on a 10, so they now have +1 to their invulnerable save. Next we are going to go then onto the Exalted Sorcerer. He is going to kick off a smite into your snipers or eliminators.
Eliminate.
That is a 7. That goes off. That is D3 mortal wounds. It's 3.
Oh, that's a dead one.
You never see that on my channel. How many wounds have they got?
2 each.
2 each. So it's a dead and 1 wound. And then we're going to go on his second power then, is Infernal Gaze, which is cast on a 5, and then we roll some dice on some mortal wounds. So it's cast on an 8, 3 dice, and then on 4+, you take a mortal wound. That's 2 mortal wounds. 1 more eliminator gone, and 1 on a final wound. Just going to check whether my Shaman can cast 2 powers. I think it is only 1. Okay, so I'm going to spend a command point. I really want these eliminators dead because they will start, even with just 1 guy, can really damage characters. I'm going to spend a command point on the Great Sorcerer, which allows a Psyker to cast a second or an additional power. So the Shaman, which only can cast 1, is now going to be able to cast 2, and he will cast a smite onto this guy here. And that is a 4, that's a fail. However,
do you get your CP back as well?
no, it's when your turn I do that.
Okay.
Bestial Prophet, no, Sorceress Elixir, you can re-roll the first failed psychic phase you take for this model. Once per battle.
He's drinking the elixir.
So, drinking the elixir, he's going to re-roll that, and we are going to get a 9.
That's
so
better.
that is D3 mortal wounds. He's
That's
only
a-
on a wound. That is first strike.
Pachow.
Kapow! Moving down to this Exalted Sorcerer then, we are going to cast not a lot here, to be honest.
I've not heard of that spell.
So it was a backup Weaver of Fates option. I've already used Weaver of Fates. Everything else is out of range, so we're going to move swiftly on from him. We then move into Araman, and he is going to be casting Prescience, which is this one little here. And he's going to be casting that 24 inches away, well, under 24, onto the Rubrics. That is a Perils. It's a big time Perils. So
I'm really upset.
he doesn't have any fancy cult rules because you can't give cults to named characters. So there is a CP to immediately ignore Perils.
Out of the new book, right?
Out of the new book. So that is going to have to be employed. So we are going to. That's pretty much it for him. He's got Warp Time and Death Hex. You've got no vulnerable saves within range to worry about. And Warp Time, I don't really want to get him any closer at this stage. So we move on to this fella then. He is going to cast Glamour of Tzeentch onto himself. That is a 6. Glamour goes off on
7?
a. Goes off on a 7, so that is a fail.
Oh no.
That's a shame. That would have been -1 to hit him, but alas, we are where we're at. Then we move on to some more new stuff. So we're going to go with Astral Blast. Astral Blast is going to come from the Aspiring Sorcerer that is in the Rubric squad as part of the Cult of Magic. So Astral Blast has a range of 9 +6 for being Brotherhood of Sorcerers, 15 nearest target, which is him. It's cast
Being the Dread?
Cast on a 6, being the Redemptor.
So I'm going to spend. I'm going to do a stratagem
Okay.
here. I'm going to go for Duty Eternal. So for the rest of the phase, we half damage for the Dreadnought, rounding up, and a second stratagem, which is Armour of Contempt. It gives him
Ignore
a 5 up, ignore mortals.
Very good.
Because I don't need to kill him.
Okay, so 9, the power does go off, so it does D3. His Warlord trait is to add 1 to all mortal wounds. So D3 +1, it is 2 mortal wounds. Now you halve that with your fancy ability.
Yeah, so it's 1, and I can save that on a 5
On a
up,
5+.
which I do not.
So 1 mortal wound is taken on the
Puts him
Redemptor.
down to 12.
Now every unit within 3 inches of him also takes a mortal wound.
No.
with the combined ability. Combined with devastating sorcery, that means every unit within 3 inches takes 2 mortal wounds. So what do we have around here, Glenn?
So we have the Inceptor here, who is gonna Infiltrator even, who's gonna die. We have a Primaris Librarian here, who's gonna get hurt. I think they're 5. Are they 4 or 5 wounds?
We'll check in a
I'll
second.
double check in a second.
Very good. So Astral Blast has gone off. That's not too bad, especially combined with that that new focus ability. Like that. We will then move on from him because he can only cast 1 power. We will move on to the Prince of Demons. He also has Astral Blast. No, he doesn't have Astral Blast this one, but he can't cast it anyways. Diabolic Strength, Disturb Reality, Warp Time. He is going to go with a Smite.
Aha.
A Smite onto the Dreadnought.
Yes, he is.
That is cast on a 10. It's not a Super Smite. It's just D3. It is another 1.
I can't halve that.
Can't halve the 1.
I can ignore a 5.
Yep.
Ignored.
Which you do. Okay. Moving on then to the Exalted Sorcerer. He is going to go with a Smite as well. That is cast on an 8 and does 1 mortal wound. Can you ignore that? The D3 has returned to its normal, doing
That's a
nothing.
6.
That is a 6.
Just let you know.
Very good. So all of that psychic shenanigans has done not as much as I was hoping for. We do have more powers that we can do though. So we've got Tzeentch's Firestorm. So we're going to go with a bit of Tzeentch's Firestorm. So 9 dice. And every 6 is a mortal wound.
Okay.
And we have no 6s whatsoever. That power sucks. In fact, I actually need to cast it first. Let's try and cast it first. It's not even cast. So there we go. Look at that.
That's balanced in the warp.
That is balanced for the warp. It didn't go off and it didn't do anything. Anyway, we do have 1 more power for the Demon Prince then. Do we want to go warp time and charge?
Hammer time.
Hammer time. That's a lot of Overwatch coming at me potentially, but yeah. But just for giggles, we're going to do it. Warp time.
On a yep.
That is cast. He gets an additional move, which we'll come back to in a second, and then I think that wraps up the psychic phase. When we come back, it is shooting time. Straight into the Thousand Suns shooting phase then. So up here we are firing the rubrics into the Dreadnought there, the Redemptor Dreadnought. We've got 9 bolt guns that are in range, no rapid fire, and then 1 Soulreaper cannon. So the Soulreaper first. Now bear in mind these have prescience on them, so they are +1 to hit. That is 3 hits, and I can reroll 1s because there is a Sorcerer nearby, an Exalted Sorcerer, so that is 4 hits. Fast wound.
7, yeah. 1.
That is a 1 wound at -3.
That's a 6 upset, which is failed here.
Which is failed.
Take a wound.
Do you get to do that 5+ ignore afterwards?
That's just for the phase.
That's just for that one phase, so
That's
we
just
are
for
in
the
a
phase.
different phase, so you take 1 wound.
Yeah.
9 Inferno Bolt Guns. Hitting on 2s, which is all of those.
Very nice.
Wounding on 5s.
Ooh.
Ooh,
That's
a good roll.
That's quite nice. It's so strange for you. How many is that?
2,
6?
4, that is 6 at -2.
6 at -2 is 5 ups, of which I make 0.
That is a big fat 0. That's 6 wounds. 6 damage.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
That. Well done, boys. Well
He's
done.
down to 5 wounds.
That puts him in mid-raspberry.
Puts him in trouble.
My only other shooting then, I did have to move the Forgefiend slightly to the right because of your positioning. I can see that little squad just between these little
Yoink.
rocks here. There they are. That does mean I am -1 to hit for having moved.
And -1 for being ugly.
Well, there is that as well. Ballistic skill on this fellow, I think, is 4.
I think it's a 3, isn't he?
No, 4+ ballistic skill.
Alright.
So he's hit on 5.
Hidden on fun. So it's this intercessors, isn't it?
There is a stratagem that I can ignore that, but this is just something for him to do. So we're just going to go as is and save the CP. So 5s to hit, We have 3 hits.
Yep.
3's to wound. 2's to wound, sorry, strength 8.
1.
That is... In fact, I get a reroll on that because he's nearby there to hit, which fails anyway. So that is 2 at -1. 2 damage.
Are they cover?
Not in cover.
They're not in cover there. So it's mine. Oh, okay, they're fine.
They're fine. 2 4s. That will do nicely. That ends the Thousand Suns shooting phase. Let's have a look at the cards, really, because this is what it's all about. So I didn't say it at the very start, actually. So first one I've got is Power of the Cabal. So we need to keep a track of how many psychic powers we did. So there's quite a lot. We'll just come back and calculate that off camera because there were quite a lot. I think I didn't fail any powers.
I think you failed
go off.
1.
Oh yes, there was 1 in the middle there on Glamour. Other than that, every power went off.
What do you need to
At the end of the first turn in which you successfully resolve at least 2 psychic powers, which I did, score a victory point for every 2 psychic powers successfully resolved in the turn to a maximum of 6 victory points.
Okay.
So we're going to come back and calculate that. The second one is Secure Objective 3. Objective 3 is the one that is all the way over there. So I've put that in my deck so I can bin it off. So I'm going to burn that at the end there. And the other one is Concealed. And for the people on the camera, it is that one. And we haven't achieved that.
I feel excluded.
You feel excluded. But that is the end of it. So we're going to calculate that. We've also got First Strike for killing the Eliminators. That is a point. We'll just work out the Power of the Cabal here. Just calculating the number up there. Power of the Cabal has scored me 4 command points, 4 victory points. We do need to roll because you've used some stratagems, so I do need to see if I get any CP back off of you, by the way. You've used 2 stratagems that turn. So I roll for each of those, and if I get 1/5, then I get a CP back, which I don't.
Okay.
What I could have done, I have seen people do this, is even though they're out of range and can't do anything, they cast a power because it is just powers cast, not actually doing anything. But I'm not playing it that way, otherwise I could have cast an extra couple of powers here for another point. But I'm just doing the ones, if your phone can shut up, I'm just doing ones that actually do anything.
It's Magnus, he's saying you should have done it.
Magnus did nothing wrong, we all know it. So we're going to score 4 points there, and 1 for First Strike is 5. Thousand Suns charge phase, then the Demon Prince is going to be charging the Dreadnought. Some Overwatch, sir.
Nah, I'm not going to. Yeah, I will fire it.
Are you sure?
So the rocket pod on top for D3 shots. It's 3.
Which one did you take the rocket pod off of?
Off of.
That's convenient.
That was convenient. Yeah.
1 hit.
There's 1, and it's strength 7.
Yep, 3's to wound. It is a wound.
It is a wound.
4+ save. No!
Is it D3? The Icarus rocket pod is a flat 2 damage.
Flat 2, so he takes 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Let's keep a track of that.
2d6 for the grenade launchers.
Yep.
For 9. Looking for 6s because it's Overwatch.
There is 6.
There is 1 there. That's not going to do much.
Nope.
Then he can roll all of his heavy duty stuff at the same time.
Yep.
There's going to be 18 shots. 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 6s.
There's a few in there.
1, 2, there's 4. 4 of those. These are strengths 5.
Yep, so 5 to win.
Looking for 5s. There's 1 at minus 1.
1, which I do save.
So 2 wounds taken.
So I take 2 damage. And the charge distance, I think I need.
I think you're in.
I think I'm in. With a 7, we are in.
We might have to balance him.
No, you can just move him around to the your left-hand side off the rock.
Oh, you can fly.
I've got a 7-inch move, haven't I?
There we go.
There we go. So on the charge.
He does horrible things.
These are all of his abilities. I should have done Diabolic Strength, you know, but I wanted to try and smite him, but there we go. He has 7 base attacks. 2, 4, 6. Plus Hateful Assault. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. There is a 1 in there. They have all hit. I'm strength 7, toughness 7, 4 to wound.
Yes, please.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4 at -2, I want to say.
Okay, then say it.
Then say it. Malefic Talons -2, yeah.
5 ups. 5 ups. No damage?
2 damage apiece.
Dead.
That is 1 dead dreadnought. Does he explode?
Oh.
No, he does not.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Demon Prince, the Prince of Demons. Is he 3 inches away from your librarian for a consolidate? I probably think not. That looks bigger than 3.
It is.
Damn it. So consolidation wise, we might. Well, yeah. Tricky. If we move forward, it's going to put you in more rapid fire range of the rapid fire range you're already in from these guys over here. So yeah, go on and move him 3 inches towards. Can't tag him, unfortunately. That was bad. Oh well, it is what it is. But when we come back, see the retaliation from the Ultramarines.
I've got my cards as well.
Ready to go with the Ultramarines movement phase then. Which cards do you have, sir?
So I have a face down card.
Yep.
I have Area Denial, which currently is a Demon Prince in the way of me securing, so that's going to be.
We have marked the centre of the board with that dice, the Demon Prince within 6 inches of it, so no good just yet.
I also have Ultramarine specific Proof of Doctrine, which basically gives me VP for destroying units with your units with Ultramarine units. So we'll see how far we get there.
Yep. And 1 face down as well.
1 face down.
And the mission specifics about don't kick off until battle round 2. So whoever is losing on VPs, all their cards go face down if you want them.
Yep.
And the opponent's cards are all face up.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to see what's going on, and I don't. So that's based on from battle round 2. But movement phase then, your dreadnought over here has stomped 6 inches or 8 inches that way to the edge of the board. Your Hellblasters have moved a little bit as well, right?
Yeah, these Incestors have stayed put.
Yep.
And says there's a banner round behind the rock.
Yep.
As well. Then basically this portion of the army has just shimmied this way.
You're ready to bully.
Well, you know,
My Demon Prince,
if you are
the
going to
Prince
charge
Demons.
if you're going to charge a dreadnought and kill it, and then try and consolidate round and kill my stuff, then
So your librarian moved away,
oh yes,
ready to do some smitey smite, and then everyone else has formed a gun line, ready to go. The aggressors advanced 5 inches, but they ignore that penalty for when it comes to shooting. Most are in range, or you got a couple that are out of range, haven't you?
I think there's 2 in range.
2 in range, okay.
2 or 3, yeah.
So, Ultramarine Psychic phase.
Yep.
Psychic powers have been selected. Which are we going for first?
So we're going for Scryer's Gaze, which essentially gives me a command point back, or if I don't take the command point, then I get a free reroll to hit or to wound later on.
Very good. Cast
So,
on A.
In a Sevon.
That is a double 6 perils.
Is a double 6 perils, one of which I will CP.
Yep.
To totally counter the point of this stratagem.
So it goes up on a 9.
Goes off on a 9, so I lose a CP and then gain it back, essentially. So that was pointless. And then we will. Did you want to deny that?
Did I want to deny that?
Before we go too far ahead, because then you could.
I could deny you getting a CP back.
Yeah, essentially.
We'll go for it. We'll go for it with this dude here who's in range as well.
Okay. So it was on a 9.
That is a 10. That is denied. So
the spell to grant me a CP costs me
cost you a CP.
That's Warhammer.
Well, it's either that or it could have cost you the life of the guy. He's on 3 wounds,
Yeah,
right?
well, there
Because
is
he's
that.
already been damaged from the Astral Blast.
And then we'll go for just a smite.
Yep.
Which will be on the Demon Prince if we goes off.
That
which
is a fail.
Does not.
And you burnt a CP already.
Sigh.
Sigh.
Phase.
Le Sigh. See, this is the Psychic Army over here. This is not the Psychic. This is the Dakar Army over here. You do not do Psychic powers when Tzeentch is on the board. So when we come back, it will be the Ultramarine shooting phase. So we're kicking off with some shooting. There has been some stratagems employed, Glenn.
So I used rapid fire on the Incestors.
Yep.
Which basically gives them a rapid fire 2 weapon, so they'd get a few shots off at that Demon Prince.
A few. Yep.
And then an Ultramarine specific stratagem on the aggressors, which is called Squad Doctrines, which essentially allows you to change the active doctrine for just that individual squad. And the clue is in the title.
So you're going to put him into tactical.
So they're in tactical, so they can fire twice because they're Ultramarines.
Yeah,
they've moved and they've even advanced, and they ignore all that because they do whatever they want. Whatever you want to do, they can do it.
So that was 2 C. That's 3
3
CP
CP spent.
total. So for each CP that you spend on a 5+, I get one back. You did get one back.
I get one back, so I spent 2.
You got one back, so it only cost you 2, but on a 5, that is not good enough. I don't get any CP back.
Okay.
Damn you! Where are you going to start your shooting with?
We will start with the aggressors, so we may want to do that off cam.
Yeah, aggressors firing twice is a lot of shots. We'll come back with the result of that. No surprises then that the aggressors, even just with 3 of them in range, have, with Calgar's rerolls and everything else, have dispatched the Demon Prince. He is gone. So we're going to move on then to the intercessors here. You have, was it 5 that can see
5
the
can see
rubrics up here,
the
but you are
rubrics
not rapid, but you are double tapping because of the strategy.
Yeah, so I'll get 10 shots off.
10 shots.
6 plus 4 is 10 by my maths. So these are 3s, re-rolling everything because of the big man. And we'll take all of those as hits, please. No, we won't. There we go.
Close enough.
That's not bad.
4th wound.
And then 4s. I'll have to measure if the lieutenant's in. No one's anyway, so don't worry
You've
about
already
it.
slipped into lieutenant mode. Disappointed in you.
I'll go by the codex. That's 5. 5 saves at -1.
At -1, I am in cover, I guess.
You are, so ignore the mines.
So
your
ignore
normal
that.
save.
I am back. 1 damage, so a 2+ save. All is dust.
Boom.
That is a full set of saves. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other shooting?
Nothing else is in range.
What
He
about-
says as we pan over and
As we pan over
as
to
we can
the
quite clearly see.
Redemptive Dreadnought.
Let's just quickly double check his range of the thing.
It's like
I
it's a
think
running
it's
low.
36. I think it's 36 inches. And it is. And even the Hellblasters are all going to be in range as well.
So we have, Hellblasters and Redemptive Dreadnought.
Redemptor! He is going to fire on the normal profile because let's not get carried away. So let's go with the plasma first, which is going to be heavy D6 shots. So it would be -1 to hit. Only 2 as well.
2 shots and you have moved, so -1.
Yeah. So 4s, of which
there are none.
there are none. There's no lieutenants or captain or Calgar or
Or anyone else, because all the buffs are over.
Should have given himself wisdom of the ancients.
One for Rich O'Keefe
He
there.
doesn't have the. Imagine that's not there.
Yep.
He has the 2d6 thingamabobbies for 5, of which I.
Are they in range? They're 18 inch range.
They are 18, so no, they won't be within. That's good. Good maths. I don't think anything else will be in range. I've got the underslung, which is
Gatling?
24. Excuse my tape measure. So that's in range.
Yep.
So that'd be 6 heavy shots at -1. So 4s. That's not bad.
I do.
That'll do us, won't it? And the toughness of a Tzaangor is
4.
Okay.
3 wound?
3. Yes, please. Of which I count that as 4. At minus. I mean, Devastator dropped in, so -2, right?
Yeah, but I'm straight on Invaluable Save, which they have a 4+ at the moment because I did get off Weaver of Fates. But I still failed 3, so that is 3 Tzaangor smushed.
Deeply sad. And Hellblasters are gonna, on the 30-inch range, are all gonna be in range.
Are they in range of that guy? Because in which case I might remove them as a casualty.
How many did you take out?
I've taken 3 so far.
Do you want to take 3 from the front instead?
I will take 3 from the front instead, so I should put
That'll
those
put me
back.
out of range. So basically,
If I take
from the
those
front,
3,
I might still get a few shots. So that's from the front. So hello,
hello.
he'll be in range.
Yep.
I'll get him in range. Him, if he can see, will get in range as well. Can he see? Yeah, he can see. So 2 in range.
Yep. Are they -1 to hit, or they're not? They're assault weapons, aren't they?
They're
Rapid fire
weapons.
Yep.
So just 2 shots on 3.
Lucky you didn't overcharge.
Yeah. And that will then be the shooting phase complete.
Shooting phase complete. Let's have a look at the points then.
So first strike.
The Demon Prince of Demons is first struck.
I also get the proof of doctoring, which was killing them unit using Ultramarines,
Which you did.
which was handy. Area denial, we
decided
think
not
isn't
possible.
in range, so that will give me 2 points.
2 points. So that takes us 5-2 into Thousand Suns turn 2, where drawing cards You get to yours all face down if you want to. All mine have to go face up.
Yeah,
When we come back, let's have a look at the cards. So pre-game, pre-turn action and admin then at the end of Glenn's turn. I actually scored an additional 2 points. My card that was face down was Defend Objective 2, which is the one held by the Cultists. So I am now leading 7-2, which means all my cards have to go face up for the next turn. I have drawn Defend Objective 1, which is in the middle of the board.
Nice.
Which is over here in the middle of the board. Let me just zoom in. There it is, number 1. I have also got Kingslayer. Your warlord is, I assume, Calgar.
It is.
It is, the big man himself.
Good luck.
Good luck with that, have fun. And I have also got Area Denial.
Ooh.
That is a tidy one because you don't have a lot of units within 12 inches of the centre of the board.
Aggressors might be just in 12, we'll measure it up.
Potentially, yeah. We'll have a measure up when at the end of the turn, otherwise I could be getting D3 there. So that is the ones that are in play. I did have the other 2 which I could have put in, but I'm not going to. So when we come back, Thousand Suns movement phase for turn 2. Thousand Suns movement phase is complete. So over here, the Tzaangors have just bomb burst a little bit, and characters have moved over to the left-hand side in range of some smite action against the other Dreadnought, including the Exalted Sorcerer, who was just the other side of the rock. He's now moved over to here. The Forgefiend has not moved this time. He's still in line of sight of the guys between the rocks, so he's going to stay there. Ahriman has moved up here. He's drawing his psychic powers towards those infiltrators. What are they called? Those ones? Yeah?
You got it.
Excellent. Demon Prince, my second, my warlord, super aggressive, has flown to the top of the church. He's looking down for a some psychic powers towards that big blob down there. Maybe an Astral blast could be coming their way. Who knows? Get to those in a second. Rubric Marines have moved around a little bit as well, so they've now got some shots going into those aggressors. I do need to put a dent into those. The Psychers have got up there as well for some psychic shenanigans. The little cultists down here have bomb burst a little bit to try and do a little bit of deep strike screening, because you do have some Inceptors to come in. Talking of deep strike, just in this building here, my first unit of Scarab Occult have arrived. Only the one unit. I'm holding the other unit to see where the Inceptors go. Hopefully we can put a little dint into the Hellblasters over there. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where we go to that. We're going to move into the Thousand Suns psychic phase. Much calculation and much thought about the warp has ensued, and we are going to go with, well, we'll start off with some smites and so on. So first unit that is within a range nearest is going to be this guy. Coming from the Shaman, he's going to go with a smite. That is a 12.
Yay!
That's a super smite. That's going to cost me a CP though to ignore Perils of the Warp, which is one of the stratagems from the new book. But it does mean it is a D6 mortal wounds. That is 5 mortal wounds. We will move on to the other sorcerer, the sorcerer on foot. He will also do a smite. That goes off on a 10. It is a D3 mortal wounds. It is 3 mortal wounds. And then also over here, this guy down here, this Exalted Sorcerer is going to cast Weaver of Fates onto the Tzaangors. That is a fail, so that doesn't go off. Finally then we have Infernal Gaze, which is the second power from this guy over here. He is going to be casting that as a warp charge of 5. That is a 4, that doesn't go off. So that is that. How many? You took 8 damage there, didn't you? 8 damage. He's got 13 wounds, has he? 8. Okay, we'll have a think about what we'll do next. Moving across then, Ahriman is going to go with a smite. His nearest unit is these guys down here. Yeah. You're in range to do some denials here.
Look, yeah.
So we'll go with the smite first. That is a super smite. That is an 11 plus his plus ability. That is D6 mortal wounds. Are you going to attempt to deny? You need a big number. In fact, I don't even think you can deny it. It's plus. He gets plus.
I think I can. That's what I was just thinking.
Is it natural?
I don't think I can deny it.
Because he's +2 to cast, or at least +1 to cast. It's going to be 12, and you can't deny it. So it's D6 mortal wounds.
It's on evil trade, right?
Yes. It is 3. I won't re-roll that. His second ability then, he is going to cast Prescience. Prescience will go on to the Rubric Marines to his right. That is a 7, that is cast. These guys have Prescience. He can also do a third power.
Oh.
What third power? So he's got Death Hex. He's got Warp Time. He could Warp Time himself to that middle objective, but that is that is risky to say none the least. A 9-inch range, it's 3-inch base plus.
I say do it.
3. I could move the Rubrics potentially. No, they are out of range. So he's only going to cast 2 powers.
Okay.
What I should have done actually is his power first. His power from the Tzeentch book is on a 5. He basically you get a reroll later in the phase. So I've got a free reroll in the bank. And his powers then, this is going to be the fun ones. We are starting off with an Astral Blast. Astral Blast into the aggressors that are down here. Now there's a big bubble of stuff around there, so this could be fun if it goes off. It does go off on a 9. Are you going to try to deny that one? I recommend you might try to.
We'll try, yeah.
That is a fail. So the aggressors take D3 plus 1 mortal wound. So they take 3 mortal wounds.
You're better roll once for D3s on your channel.
I normally do, but that's 2. But the +1 helping. Every unit within 3 inches now takes 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, Lieutenant? It takes just flat 2.
It's flat 2, I haven't got to roll anything else for it.
Oh, good for you. You're going to watch me put all the wounds on them, though,
yep.
because you're enjoying
I'm going to zoom in and enjoy this.
Should we use this dice? Use Bill's dice.
I don't have a Bill's dice. I've not been on his channel yet.
Calgar, I don't know how many wounds he has. I think he
6 or 7.
6 or 7. Let's do that, and then we'll check in a minute. And I think these are 2 win models, so I think 1 dies. I will double check.
And the intercessors next door, are they within 3 inches of the aggressors?
Yes.
So one of those dies as well. Yep. Astral Blast for the win. I'm loving that power a lot. Now for that's his.
He's 8 wounds.
Each wounds. God, he's a beast, isn't he? We will go with a. We'll use the Chaos Familiar for a CP. That puts me down to 4 CP. So he can use it another power. Here's another power. Will be smite. He will be smiting into. Oh yeah, the nearest unit. Can you just measure down? I think it might be the intercessors.
From where? Sorry.
From this guy up here, from the warlord. Is he nearer to the infiltrators or the aggressors?
Might be the librarian.
Well, if he's the librarian, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. It's just over 14. Oh, it's these guys.
It is those guys?
Yeah.
So we'll go smitey smite on those guys then. That is a double 1.
Does it go off?
I get a free reroll this turn for his previous power. That is another 1. So I can reroll the other one with a CP. So it does go off. It's cost me another command point, so down to 3 command points, but it does go off and cause D3 mortal wounds for 1 mortal wound.
He was on 1 anyway, so he's dead.
Okay, so that's cost me another CP in my CP bank down here. That's not good. You haven't used any stratagems yet this turn?
No.
So I need to try and get some back. Okay, moving over here then. So we've got 2 psychers that are sat up here. So we are going to go with Glamour of Tzeentch onto the Rubrics, which is not cast, so they are not glamoured. And I can't smite because that one little dude who's behind here is nearest, but I can't see him, so smite is not going to work. So we do have though Tzeentch's Firestorm, and Tzeentch's Firestorm is in range of the aggressors. So 6, 7. Tzeentch's Firestorm, that is a 4, that is not going to go off either.
Yeah.
Which leaves this little one guy up here who's got Astral Blast. Weaver I've already attempted, so he cannot cast any powers. That is the end of the psychic phase.
So you won't get another 77 million VP this time.
No, I don't have that card anymore. So no, that's where we're at. So when we come back, it is the Thousand Suns shooting phase. Before we forget and move straight into that shooting phase, we do have one more psychic phase, one more psychic attack, which is from the Deep Struck Terminators down here. We will go straight on with a Baby Smite, I think. Baby Smite? Okay. Yeah, we'll go with the Baby Smite. So onto the Redemptor.
Yep.
That is cast, that is 1 mortal wound. Now we can go into the shooting phase. And we start off then with the Forgefiend looking down the barrels of his Hades autocannons into that squad just behind the rock.
I'm going to play Stratagem at that point.
Or is it Transhuman by any chance?
Transhuman.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Marines. So wound me on 7s.
Yes.
Or 4s.
I haven't moved this time, so I'm hitting on 4s. And that is 4 hits. No, it's not, it's 3 hits, because that was the centre board dice. 3 hits.
That's not how
Trying
that
to
works.
cheat there.
That's not how that works.
But I'm now forced to wound you, because
Yes,
you
please.
ignore 1s and 2s.
And 3s.
And 3, so that is 1 wound at -1.
4 up.
There he goes, he loves it. Moving over here, the Rubrics shooting into the aggressors then. I've only got 3 guys with bolt guns in single fire range, and then the Soulreaper as well. So the Soulreaper, they are prescient, so hitting on 2s,
Nice.
re-rolling the 1s. That is 4 hits. They are strength 5, you are toughness 5.
Yes, please.
Force to wound. That
Hey.
is 3 wounds at -3.
Oh dear.
Didn't kill one. It's 1 on a wound, is it?
1 on a wound, sir.
And then the 3 Inferno Bolt Guns. That is re-rolling 1s. That is 3 hits, 5s to wound. That is no wounds.
Yeah.
Damn. That is the end of my... No, it's not the end of my shooting phase. What I'm talking about? I've got a load of Terminators.
I wasn't going to tell him.
Ah.
I was going to tell him.
So we have some Terminators. So
Yeah.
let's just work out how the dice are going to go for split fire here. Okay, we're working on the split fire then. We're going to go with 2 Hellfire missiles into the Redemptor Dreadnought. And then pretty much everything else, I think. How many wounds has he got left?
4.
4 wounds left. Yeah, everything else into the Hellblasters. So 2 Hellfire missiles.
Okay.
That is 2 hits.
I think that's 2 hits. Yeah.
That is 2 hits on double 6s. 3s to wound. That's 2 more double 6s.
So he's got those loaded dice.
These are loaded. Will I get 2 6s for the damage? It's 2d3 damage. That is 3 damage.
Do I get no saves?
They are
What are they?
AP -3,
So I
I
would get 6
believe. Let me just double check the AP.
Yeah.
AP -2 for
So
Hellfire.
5 ups?
5 ups.
5 ups. So 1 goes through.
Yep.
That was you rolling the damage already, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
For 2. What's the damage on them?
It's D3 each. So I'll just roll another D3 so we don't know which
Just
one
roll
this
one.
is what, yeah?
Yeah.
That is 3. So it's the same as what it was before, really. But it does leave you on a wound. That is... Woohoo! That's tragic, but everything else is split fired. So Soulreaper cannon into the Hellblasters.
Yep.
That is 3 hits. And no wounds. And the Stormbolters.
Yep. Into the Hellblasters. Okay. That's not great.
There's a lot of
It's not great.
misses in there. And force to wound.
4s. 3.
That's
2.
2 at -2.
5 ups.
Oh my days. Terminators, you suck. That is the end of the shooting phase. I don't think there's any assaults going on. I mean, I could attempt to charge.
He wants that plasma overwatch.
Do I want to... Can you then link up and do Overwatch with the other plasma as well? Is that a strat, isn't it?
Units, up to 3 units within 6 inches can
Yeah.
fire overwatches if they're being targeted, charged, yeah. you know the Marine strats better than I do.
It's only because I faced it. Because you and Rich both play Ultramarine. So, do you know what? I'm going to try it.
Oh.
Go with the Overwatch. Let's do it.
So this is you declare the charge on the
Redemption Dreadnought.
Do I want to play the strat? I'm just going to double check how many. I think it's 2 CP. I'm not going to play it.
Okay.
I'm going to keep the CP. So we'll just Overwatch with
Overwatch
with Dread. Well, he hasn't got the Icarus pod on top. He's got D6 shots. Let's roll them on the board. One shot. Looking for 6. 2d6 from the Fagstorm.
Yeah.
For 6. Oh dear. Looking for 6s there.
There's one.
Nothing. Was there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. No, I didn't think there was any. That's not a
wound.
wound though. And then he's got
Underslung.
the underslung 6 shots. Looking for 6s. There's one there.
Yep. 3s. There's a wound.
1 and -1, but you don't care, do you?
Safe. So 2d6 charge.
I don't think you'll get it.
6 and a 1. That's got to be a CP reroll for that, isn't it?
Well, it might be. You might be in.
I can't be. I'm
no.
9 inches away.
Well, that's clever.
We're going to go for it. CP reroll.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that's a double 6. Dave Rice, take note. I can roll double 6 too. They are in combat. So 1,000 Suns have got into combat. Here they are in all their glory. So we have 4 Terminators hitting with their power swords. They're wanting 3s to hit. 1, 2, 3. They've hit quite well, I think, there. They are wanting 5s to wound though. Oh, there's a couple in there. 1, 2, 3 wounds. Now, power swords have a decent AP minus, right?
-2 or 3.
Power swords are -3, 1 damage.
So 6 ups. He's got 1 wound left. He's dead.
Does he explode?
No. No.
No, he doesn't. And consolidation wise, I will consolidate into the Hellblasters, so we'll do that. And then when we come back, it is the Ultramarines turn 2. And for points then, just before we do move into that Ultramarines turn 2, area denial has been scored. It is worth D3 victory points.
Congratulations.
It's 1 because it's my channel.
Back to the channel.
It's back to the channel standards. That is a victory point.
Anything else?
Nothing for Kingslayer. Defend objective 1. I'm nowhere near.
I scored 2 for defenders, which would be 3 at the end of your turn.
And you have a defend, which was what your hidden one was it?
That was my hit on.
So you scored 2. I scored just the 1 in the just the 1. Yeah.
So that's a shame on D3.
But it's always the way.
Shame for you.
Ultramarines turn 2 movement phase is now complete. You've employed a couple of stratagems.
Yeah, so we have, with the Hellblasters, we have used the Ultramarine stratagem for fallback and re-engage, which essentially allows them to fall out of combat, to shoot without suffering -1 to hit, and charge if they so wish. Because if you need a strat for Ultramarines, there's probably one you can find.
There is definitely one that you can find. That cost you a CP, but you got it back.
I got it back.
Equally, I rolled a 5, and I gained a CP for using a stratagem.
3 stratagems for everyone.
Free for everybody.
I've drawn a couple new cards, which are face down.
Because you are, what are we, 7-2 on...
8-4.
8-4, sorry. Which means all of your cards can be, if you want them to be, face down.
Yeah, so Area Denial was already there, so no surprises. There's a couple of hidden there. Then in terms of movement, these incesses have blinked first in the standoff versus the Forgefiend and moved round. And we've really broken the seal in terms of nothing in the middle and in range.
Deep striking, but you've not split the squad into 2 3s. You've just gone with 1 big blob of 6.
1 blob of 6 in the middle of the board. So that could be calamitous, but it could be great as well.
It's a lot of shots. So you could be doing quite well with that.
Yeah, the number of targets as well there to choose from.
You have plenty to choose from.
Yes.
Which could be painful for me.
Yeah. And then aggressors are here. They've moved forward. Yeah, they moved forward this way. So everyone's sort of just shifted this way slightly.
Swung around, and that's pretty much it. So
we'll have a think about psychics and come back.
Cool.
Break.
Psychic phase for the Ultramarines. Are you going to get any powers off this turn? What are we going with?
We're going to start with a smite. Honest to goodness smite, which
Which is a 5.
Which is a 5.
I will attempt to deny it with my Warlord.
Yeah.
That is a 7. That is denied.
And we'll go for the Scry's Gaze again, see if we can do any better than this. I'm looking for a 7.
That is a fail.
Does he get a +1 with a Psychic Hood, or is that just denies?
I think that's +1 to deny with a hood, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is denied.
Isn't there, if you upgrade him to like the master of
potentially
thing, you might get one?
I'm going to CP.
Okay. On a CP, I've already gained my point back this turn, so I can't generate another one. But that is a 9. That does go off.
Goes off.
I will attempt to deny it with Araman. That is not enough.
Goes off.
Goes off.
Okay, and on this turn I get the CP back.
Yep.
So woo! Yeah, you got a spell off.
Awesome.
That's it. That's psychic phase.
That's it. When we come back, it is the shooting phase.
Yes.
So lots of plans of order of firing here, and depending on the results of that order will determine what will be fired next. I think your original plan is Hellblasters into the Terminators.
Yeah.
These guys can shoot Araman.
Yeah.
He is the nearest character by about half an inch away from this fella.
So we measured it out, didn't we?
Yeah.
We put them in so that you have to fire at him.
So that would work. You've then got aggressors which you want to fire up at this fella.
Yeah, which should work.
Which will then unlock those guys down here to shoot those guys really. And then you've got...
Potentially these intercessors will fire up there as well.
There could be some follow-up, yeah. If not, they can then target the rubric. So depending on the order, we'll see what happens. But we're going to kick off with the aggressors, I believe, at the Warlord.
Yep.
We'll do that off camera because it is aggressors. No surprises then. How many frag storms did you hit with? Like 30 something?
It was 17, then 22, wasn't it?
Yeah, 39 of those. 60 shots from the other guns, and surprise, surprise, the Demon Prince, the Prince of Demons, is no longer here. Yeah, that was kind of painful to see. It would have been nice if I'd had Glamour off of him for -1 to hit, but alas, that power didn't go off. So that is Slay the Warlord.
Lovely.
Let's see if Kingslayer turns up in your card deck at some other point. Let's move on to the next shooting then.
It doesn't get much better.
It doesn't get any better, does it? So these guys are all shooting into
shots.
Araman now. So
no rerolls though.
Was that 36 shots in total?
12.
6 shots each? 2 lots of 18?
2 lots of 18, exactly that. No rerolls.
No rerolls, because with Calgar was giving all the rerolls to the aggressors.
Looking for threes.
That was nasty.
It's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. I think they're strength 5.
I think they are.
And toughness is 4. That's 3s. That's not bad. That's 3.
Bear in mind, this is only the first round.
6, 7 of your finest 1-up save, whatever it is.
3, 6, 7. Well, you're on tactical. They're assault weapons, aren't they? So they count as an extra minus on the AP, right?
They're -2. Yeah.
So -2. So I'm basically on my invulnerable save, which is 3 plus for Aaron.
Why not?
Didn't do me any favours for my Demon Prince, who failed a lot.
I mean, that
of
was
3-up
7,000
saves.
shots. So.
It was 7,000, but this is a lot.
There you go.
This is
1 taken, 2 taken. How many wounds does he come with?
I think he's 5. Let's just have a quick check. Araman has 5 wounds.
Good for him. So second volley.
Second volley coming in.
They've all fired their left-hand gun.
So he's taken 2. He's down to 3.
Down to 3. So same again, and he lives.
Yeah. Could be some CP.
Oh, that's bad.
Could be some CP required.
That's
what do you mean that's bad?
I'm hitting on 3s.
Exactly. That's all right.
I want to hit them all. I'm Ultramarine. I want to hit everything and kill everything instantly.
You've probably got a strat for that.
I haven't played the 3 CP. Just win the game.
On a 1+. Just auto win the game.
And then 3s again. Come on, 3s.
Oh, that's
better. That's exactly the same, I think.
Oh no, 3,
it's
6,
3, 6, 8 this time. So
2, 4, 6, 8.
Here it comes. I think you'll be okay. Looking for 3s. Dead.
1, 2, 3, 4,
That's
5.
really bad.
That is so bad. Even with a reroll, that's 6 in total. Even with the rerolls, that's not going to help. Araman is blown away by dirty Inceptors. Is that bad deployment for me, leaving that gap there?
I don't think you can deploy worrying about leaving a hole in the middle of the battlefield.
No.
You're always looking at the back behind your army, aren't you?
Typically, yes. But yeah, that's a big dent in my psychic offence. Moving on to what have we got next? Hellblasters?
We'll do Hellblasters because we know what they're firing at. Then we might
haven't got anything else to worry about, so let's do those.
Yeah, so there's 10 shots there. They're all there, aren't they? Yeah, there's 10 shots there.
You overcharging?
No.
No? Man up. Where's your man pants? Come on.
I'm a Ultramarines player, it's tactical. Tactical Primaris. So we're looking for 3s. We reroll nothing. That's, see,
Ooh,
well, you know,
ooh,
that's
ooh.
not the best.
Why didn't you do that against Aaron?
And that's why I also didn't supercharge.
Yeah.
And he's a strength 1000, whatever it is. So.
7, aren't they, when they're not overcharged?
Yeah. So looking for 3s, of which there are only 3 at -3.
Yeah, I'm on a 5+ save.
Okay.
I just made a 1. So I take 2, they're 1 damage each when they're not cooking. So 1 Terminator bites the bullet for 2 damage.
Okay, and in that case, we can carry on because I think this unit of intercessors then has to fire up into there.
Here, which I didn't get Glamour off on these either.
So,
so no negative modifiers.
They're all in 30. I don't think they can all see. Hi, I'm in shot now, am I? I think.
Hello.
I think there's the dude on the end can't see. He's firing off over there or something. So 3, 6, 7, 8 can see.
Yep.
They're Ultramarines, so they can fire twice. Yeah, wow. Okay, good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Whoops, 12, 14, 16, 18 shots.
Rerolling everything.
Rerolling everything,
ma'am.
For the king. But that's weird. That's cocked as well. Okay. I mean, that wasn't bad anyway. There's a miss in there.
Sure you got enough there?
God, missed. And
Strength 4, toughness 4. I am in cover, so I am going to be on an effective 1+ save from this.
They're going to be a -2, though, aren't they?
But you are tactical dodging. This is where cover goes in.
So this is 4s, rerolling 1s now.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
That's, oh my god.
That's, I mean, okay.
That's insane. There's a 3 in there as well.
Oh yes, thank you, sir. Whoops. So there's 3, 6, 9, 12, lucky 13. These are -2 now because of tactical doctrine.
Right. -2. So I have a 2+ save against 1 damage. Or +1 to my save, should I say. +1 for being in cover. Both of those are now negated, so I'm on a 3+ save.
Okay.
I think that's how that works.
We'll go with that. It sounds right. You said it with confidence.
Said it with confidence, therefore it must be true.
Couple dead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 have died. Yep, we'll let that go. That's 5 dead Rubrics and 1 dead Terminator so far.
Okay. And then
you have this squad here still to do the business.
Squad there. Let's come back because I might think some stratagems and stuff.
Right, so your shooting plans are then this intercessor squad, I believe, all bar 1 is going to have a go at the Forgefiend.
Yeah.
And the one that was out of range is going to rapid fire into the Terminators.
As will the Ancient here.
And the Ancient, and you're going to do a stratagem.
So we're going to play the rapid fire stratagem again. Yep. So it puts their default profile rapid fire 2.
Yep.
They're Ultramarine, so they moved, but it doesn't matter. So they're going to, you know,
so you're going to get double shots against these guys. That's fine. Let's roll some dice.
So let's go into the Terminators first, because there's one guy into the Terminators. We'll roll over here. So he's looking at 3s, no rerolls anymore.
Oh.
And what Terminator toughness is?
4.
4. Okay, so 4s. There's 2 at -2. Your saving's complicated, so I don't know what it is. That's a 2.
2 and a 2, which is not enough. That's a dead Terminator.
That's 1 dead Terminator. We'll also do the Ancient.
No, all his. Yeah, I needed a 3+. All his dust puts you on a 1+ save.
-2.
-2 puts you on a 3+ save.
Okay, and the Ancient will go into there.
Yep.
He's 2 shots because he's not part of that squad, so doesn't get the stratagem benefit. And this is.
But you're still rolling all the wounds.
-2. Yeah.
I take a wound.
There's 1 dead and a 1 on 1.
Yep.
And then the intercessors will go into the Fiendish McFiendy. I think there's 9 of them left. You haven't killed any. 3, 6, 9. There's 9 in range. 4 shots each. You might want to do that off camera.
Can you do 4? Is it rapid fire range though for that 4 shots? Is it 2 shots for these guys?
Oh, they get rapid fire if they if you don't move, don't you now? And they're Ultramarines, so they
so they get double shots because they haven't moved.
Yeah, so for rapid fire weapons now and bolter discipline,
is if you don't stand.
If you stand still,
yeah.
Ultramarines count as standing still if they move because they're Ultramarines.
So yeah, 4 shots
it's hideous. So we might do it off camera.
Yeah, we'll come back on that and see what the damage is.
18. We'll do 2 volleys.
So 2 volleys of 18 shots then, each of them firing twice with rapid fire. The Ultramarines abilities stacking up Signs of Guilliman and the stratagem for rapid fire. That's a lot of shots. Let's go for it, Glenn.
Yeah, no rerolls. Just pure vanilla shooting, of which that's probably slightly under average if you want 3s. Actually, I don't know. That's average. And then these are going to be 5s.
You are going to be wanting 5 to wound. Yep.
So we'll try and chip away here. That's not bad. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at -2, which puts you on your invuln, I think. 4 up invuln, demon save.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Just roll the rest of them, and then we'll just check on their save. I can't remember whether these are 3 up or a 4 up save on one of these.
Okay, so that's 5. So
Forgefiend has a 3 up, but so that still puts him at 5+ regardless.
13. But he doesn't got a 4 up invuln?
No, say 5 up.
Oh, okay. My
Demon Engine, yeah.
That's not bad knowledge. I thought it was 4s. So 3s again. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's just the wound that you got in the first round. 5 wounds off that first salvo was pretty.
I'm going to predict 4 wounds here. 1, 2.
Your prediction.
My prediction is halved.
You're not doing my lottery numbers this week.
So we're on 7 total. 7 wounds at -2, please.
Yep. I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saves. Takes 2 damage.
Was it worth the CP? Hindsight's perfect.
Hindsight is 20/20 vision. Does that conclude your shooting?
It probably does.
I can't see anything else unless you've got characters that can do any shooty.
I have Calgar.
Calgar he's got the Gauntlets of Ultramar, whatever they're called.
I'm so obsessed with his ability to do rerolls.
Just doing rerolls.
I don't really know what his shooting does. I think he's only it's 24-inch range, rapid fire.
7. So he could probably have a go at Rubrics.
Yeah. So he's rapid fire 2. He's Ultramarine, so he can't be standing still. So it's 4 shots by my maths. I assume he's a 2 up. But
I'd be disappointed if he wasn't.
Yeah, you're paying all the big money for him. He'll re-roll everything for himself.
You don't need to re-roll the other 2, but because you hit the 2.
I'm so used to 3.
But they've all hit.
They've all hit, and the strength is only 4.
Yep.
So 4s.
It's like a Baden's goal.
Re-rolling ones.
Bolters. That's only strength 4.
See, look, I shouldn't have been brought him. He can't even fire anything. So it's 1 at -2.
Which
just
boss? Look at that with a 6.
Can't even kill a Rubric Marine. Rubbish.
Yeah, but.
I've got a mastercrafted, I think it's only an 18-inch range though, for the mastercrafted assault rifle. I very quickly check because if it's a 24-inch range, it is 24.
24?
It's 3 assault shots.
Yep. Re-roll in the lots. 3 hits, 4s.
And then 4s rolling a 1 for himself. There's 2 at now -2. No, sorry, -1. 2 damage.
Both safe.
Wow. There we are. Just leave the shooting to everyone else.
Yep. They just do all the re-rolls. They don't actually do anything themselves.
Nah.
Assault phase. We got. Are the Hellblasters going to charge into the Terminators?
Yeah, daddy.
Yeah, because shock assault these days gives them a gazillion attacks. Totally worth it.
Overwatch.
Overwatch time. Excellent. Right. I have 1, 2, 2 Stormbolters, a Hellfire Rack, and a Soul Reaper Cannon.
Rack of Lamb.
The Rack of Lamb. So, Hellfire Missiles is 1 hit.
Okay, good for you.
And it is not a wound.
Okay.
Damn you.
Is that it?
No. No.
I know it's not.
No. Soul Reaper is no hits.
Nothing.
2 Stormbolters.
Oh wow.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
Sure. Why not?
And
1.
Oh god, there's a lot of 1s going on in that dice.
Minus on that.
2.
5 up. Takes how many damage? Sorry?
1 damage.
1 on 1 damage. 1-on-1. It can be him, and then do they make the charge?
Oh, let's think about that. Yes, they do. Yes.
They do. They will move in. They've got 7 inches to play with.
Nah.
Timeless
Double
classics.
entendre classic.
The timeless classics. It'd be fair if he took his wound with him, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Any other assaults? I mean,
well, there's a big elephant in the room, isn't there?
there's these fellas here.
Oh God, no. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you face it all in Overwatch now, or do you just face it all straight up in a minute?
Yep.
The problem is they need a 9. They're going to need a 9-inch charge, aren't they? They're going to need a 9-inch charge. I could charge the Tzaangors. They've got no.
A bigger charge.
That's going to be a 10. If you need 9, you need a 10. They've got no Overwatch, have they?
They've got strong language.
Let's come back.
Decisions have been made. He doesn't want to wither the Overwatch potential of the beast that is the Forgefiend. You are going with a 10-inch charge against the Tzaangor, though, who do not have an Overwatch phase, so they will just swear politely and then go for the dice.
Yeah, so Inceptor's going there. It's worked that well so far. Let's hope this isn't a mistake as well to suffer some shooting next time. 5.
It's a 5.
There we go. Good decision.
Good decision. Let's do the combat with the Terminators then.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay. So.
Right, here we go then. There are 3 attacks each, plus an extra one for the Sergeant, so
Lots.
16 attacks. Here we go.
Okay, so looking for 3s.
Looking for the 3s, followed by the 4s.
Re-rolling the nothing. There we are. Let's get 3 Calgars in the list.
Well, you just want to take an extra captain and give him 2 CP and make him a chapter master.
And then a Relic of Life and Dreadnought.
A fake chapter master.
And then 4s,
wound.
which isn't great, is it really? That's 5, which
That's 5.
isn't brilliant. I
2,
thought we'd better.
4, 5. 2 plus save coming up. Bear in mind I've got 1 on a wound. I have made all the saves though.
Good for you.
My attack's back.
No.
Yes. And I get Hateful Assault because I was charged.
You do.
So I have 3 6 with power weapons. Rerolling nothing, hitting on 3s. That is all hits.
Good.
Wounding on 4s.
Wow.
That is
3, 4.
4 wounds at minus 3.
These are 6 ups. Maybe I shouldn't have charged. I made 2.
Oh.
Damage.
1 damage each.
Oh, okay. He dies and he's on 1.
And then the Sorcerer with his 4 stave.
Do it.
Hitting on 3s, hits once, wounding on 3s. Wounds, it's minus 1.
4 up. Fail.
It's D3 damage.
Well, he's going to just die then.
Yeah, there we go. 1 on a wound. Done!
Concluded for phase, I believe.
That concludes the Ultramarines
Turn,
2. How are we on the scores on the doors?
So 1 for Warlord.
Is a point. What have we got there?
1
Is it Kingslayer?
D3 for Kingslayer.
D3 for Kingslayer.
Let's rolleth.
It's 2 points.
I think everyone's happy when it's 2.
I think
I don't mind. You don't
I'd
mind.
love it to be a flat 2 for all.
So that's
of
kind
those
of 3 for Warlord as well.
So,
I also got Master the Warp, and I cast a Psychic Power,
Yep.
so I get a point for that. So that gives me 4.
4 points.
I've got Area Denial. There's Nano within 12.
Yes.
So
D3
Forgefiend.
No, he's not within. Well, no, I don't think he is. No, he's miles away.
At least like 13.
Oh.
And so that's D3.
Yep.
Uh,
There it is. It's the big 3.
that's 3.
That's a big scoring round, Glenn.
That's a big scoring round. So that's 3, 6, 7, I believe.
7 points. That's huge. That is huge. That puts you on to 11-8 as we go into the Thousand Suns turn 3. Okay, the Thousand Suns turn 3 movement phase. Those guys obviously can't move because they are in combat. The Tzaangor and their character bubbles that are around them, escorting them, shooing them towards this unit of Inceptors who have come into the middle of the battle.
You don't like them very much, do you?
No, I do not. So yeah, they've all sort of shimmied across there, ready for some psychic onslaught and potentially a charge. Forgefiend has stood still, and over here these guys have cowardly hidden behind the crates, except for the other Exalted Sorcerer, who is going to try and do some psychic powers across the battlefield over that way. And these dudes have just kind of moved back behind the rocks. They've done their screen for the Deep Strike because these guys are already here. Talking of Deep Strike, the second unit of Scarabs have arrived, and they have turned up just here, hoping to dish out some volleys into those intercessors over here with any luck. So when we come back, it is turn 3 psychic phase for the Thousand Suns.
Easy.
Psychic phase calculation. Even though we're turn 3 and a few of them have died, still some shenanigans to go on. So actually, just before we start the psychic phase, I did move these back. I want to try one of the new stratagems. So these guys did fall out of combat, so that we can actually go with a new one called Seeded Strategy, which allows a unit that fell back to still shoot and charge that turn if the power goes off.
You've turned them into Ultramarines.
So turn them into Ultramarines. So we're going to go with that, and it's a Cult of Scheming unit, which that character is. He is a Cult of Scheme, as highlighted by my 25mm base, and so are the Terminators. So that's what we're going to do there. So in fact, we might as well go with that first. So Seeded Strategy, or Strategist, is cast on a 10. So that unit that did fall back can now shoot and charge.
Nice.
We'll move straight into that unit because the Psyker is still there. He will do a smite straight into the Hellblasters. That is a 4, that is not cast. Moving on to these Terminators then, they will also smite into the Hellblasters. That is a Perils. 3
CP left.
3 CP left.
You're going to shoot and charge them anyway, so you'll probably die, won't they?
Yeah, but it's D3 mortal wounds on the unit. I could lose a Terminator. I will use a CP for the new stratagem in the book, which ignores Perils.
I'll flip your dice for you.
Thank you.
Down to 2.
Okay.
Good stratagem. That's the 3rd time you've used it?
That is the 3rd time I've ever...
Once per phase, so that's good.
2 double 6s and a double
good.
1. That is saving me some pain there. Let's come back then to this...
Oh, it didn't go off, did it? Sorry.
No, it didn't go off. This Sorcerer here, his second power then will be smite into the Inceptors.
No, don't get this one either.
That is a 7. It is D3 mortal wounds. It is 1 mortal wound. Of course it is.
1 on 2, 3 wounds.
The Shaman will cast Weaver of Fate onto the Tzaangor. That is a 4. He doesn't get a reroll on that because he's already used his reroll for the battle. So that doesn't go off. I want to save those 2 CP, so I'm not going to use a familiar to get a reroll there. It's a shame that my Warlord with the free reroll power isn't here anymore, but there we go. I do have another thing to use where it costs you 0 CP to use a stratagem.
Ah, what have you got to spend to get that?
I have a Sorcerer's Arcana, which is Chikithra's Theorem, which is on which was the relic I took for my second Warlord trait, as it were, second relic, which I spent a CP on at the start of the game. So I had Helmet of Third Eye, which was regenning my CP, and this was my second Arcana for a command point. So the question is, what do I want to spend the freebie on? In fact, no. I will spend the CP on the Shaman for a smite. Please work. It is a 10. It's not a super smite. It is D3 mortals. It is the big 3.
It's on the Inceptors.
Yep.
So that one dies.
Moving along to this Exalted Sorcerer, he is going to go with a Astral Blast.
Ah.
So because he is in the same cult of magic, he can still cast Astral Blast because all Psykers in the cult know the power, but he's not getting +1 mortal wounds because that was the Warlord trait held by my Warlord.
Damage doesn't carry over, does it, from smite?
Yes, it does.
Ah, so there should be 1 on 2.
Should be 1, yeah, should be right.
Oh, right, yeah.
1. Yep. So Astral Blast goes off. That is a D3 mortal wounds. It's a big 3.
Sergeant's there, okay.
He will then follow up with a smite. It's a 5. It is cast because that's how smite works for Thousand Suns. It is 1 mortal wound. That is the psychic powers complete over here. We have one more over here to come, which is Tzeentch's Firestorm from this Exalted Sorcerer into these fellas here. So let's see if we can cast that. That is a 6. Tzeentch's Firestorm is cast on
7, is it?
I think you could be right, it is a 7. That is no good. That is the only other power I believe we've got. We can go straight into some shooting.
Yeah.
We are into the shooting phase now, and we're going to kick off with a Soulreaper cannon from this one over here. 24-inch range into these fellas here who are taking the punishment but are still living. 4 shots, that is 3 hits. Toughness, are you 5?
Yeah.
Yep, so 1 wound.
I want to say 5.
1 wound at -3.
I want to double check that.
I think you are toughness 5.
Yeah, it's a flying aggressor basically.
Yep.
Yeah. 1 wound.
Yep.
At -3.
Yep.
I can't see, but I'm assuming
No,
it's not
it's
a
a
6. Damage.
1.
Bloop.
Okay, so we will then move into 2 pistol shots, 1 from each of the sorcerers here and here into that same unit.
Yeah.
They hit on 2s and they wound on not that.
Not those.
Not those dice. Let's move over to here. Look at this pre-prepared dice.
Oh.
So this unit of Terminators is going to be
nice.
firing into the Hellblasters. We have 2 Stormbolters.
Let me join, just take them off.
Which have not hit that well,
4.
to be honest. And when I say Stormbolters, obviously I mean Combi Bolters. That is 1 wound at -2.
1 wound at -2 is 1/5 up, which is a fail.
We have the Soulreaper as well, which is 3 hits. 2 wounds at -3.
6 ups. Nope. That's one I did. This guy dead.
Yep. And then we have a Hellfire Rack, 2 shots,
Rack of Lamb.
2 hits, 2s to wound,
Boom.
2 wounds at what did we say it was? -2, wasn't it?
-2, so 5 ups. Fails. Another dead dude.
D3 each.
It's gonna be dead guys, right?
Kills 1 and 1 on a wound, unless there's 1 already on a wound.
No. Sergeant.
Sergeant is on a wound. Okay, so this moves us into then the next unit of Scarab Occult.
Where they going?
I will not shoot there. I'm going to
Firing
shoot them
intercessors.
all into these intercessors over here then. So
Yep.
we'll kick off with the Hellfire Rack, which is a Snake Eyes and misses. We then have the Soul Reaper. Thanks for the sound effects. Is 4 hits, 3s to wound. It is 4 wounds. -3 for Soul Reaper.
Gee whiz. 6 ups. Where's 1?
1 dead and a wound.
1 dead. Yeah, and a wound. So, because of the banner, obviously on a 4,
Oh yeah, we get shoot back.
we can fire back, can't we? So this dead guy
Does not get shoot
does
back.
not, no, not today.
We have 3 Combi Bolters. We have some misses in there. That do. 4s to wound.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
I've
4.
got. That was a wound. That's 4.
Yeah, at mine.
-2.
Oh, whoops. 5 ups. Okay. Damage is
1.
just 1. So there's a dead dude, Reno. Well, he was on 1 there. Will he get to shoot? He does. So I shouldn't really move him first, sorry. So he will fire just back into that unit.
Yep.
3s, no, and 4s, no. So good for
I
him.
think that is the shooting for that. I did the Soul Reaper on that first, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, that is their shooting. That just leaves us with Mr. Fiend of Forge. With
That's definitely what it's called.
Fiend of Forge. 8 shots into these dudes in the middle here.
Oh god.
Oh dear. Oh
What have you
dear.
done?
Oh dear. I've hit twice. That's what I've done with that. I can re-roll the ones actually because he should be within
within?
6 inches of him
Would
maybe.
you like me to measure it for you? Or you're there? Probably just out.
He is just enough out to do that. That is
So
annoying.
I didn't transhuman here, so
You didn't. It is 2 wounds.
just as well.
-1.
4 ups.
That would have been a wasted CP.
1.
One takes 2 damage.
1 takes 2 damage, Nick says. Which puts one on... that one on 1.
I believe that is all of my shooting. No, they're out of range of everything. They can't see anything.
What's their range?
24. So that's why I had the Soulreaper fire into those guys first. And that is them done. Nothing left when we come back. It is the charge phase.
Are they not in range here?
No, I'm fairly sure they're not.
They are.
Yeah, no, that one guy was, which is the Soulreaper.
Oh, okay.
The others weren't.
Okay.
So the charges are now complete. I rolled a 5 plus 1 for the Instrument of Chaos. Gives me a 6 on the charge for the Tzaangors. I lost 3 on the Overwatch on the way in, which was not very nice. So that is their movement. They've still got to then pile in. Over here then, these guys rolled enough to get around there for that extra combat because that psychic power that went off earlier, seeded strategy, which means that they can then shoot and charge. So, where are we going to start? How many CPs have you got left?
I've got 3, Nick.
And I've used 1 that turn. I'm down to 1, right? So I used the familiar strat.
You did, yeah.
So I am down to
1.
1 in my pile over here. So I think we will start off with the combat in the middle.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
I think that's probably the sensible combat. So let's grab some dice and see how we do. Okay, we are ready for the assault. We have a bunch of dice here. I'm going to have to roll this in 2 hands, I think. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because I have some characters nearby. Ooh. Now that I've rolled it, I won't say it, but I was going to potentially use veterans, but I can't now. That's just wrong. So we can re-roll the 1s for some more 1s, which is standard, but 3s to hit. Let's get rid of those, and those, and those, and 1 more 2 there.
Mm-hmm.
Fives to end. Which is why I was going to use veterans, but I forgot to call it.
That's not bad. Was it 4, 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Very good.
-1.
6 at -1. These are 4s. That's not brilliant. So of which I fell 4 damage.
Yep, 1 damage.
Damage? Yes.
Yes, there is damage.
Yes, they're damage.
Yeah, there is damage.
So there's we'll count it afterwards. There's 1. So there's 1 dead.
Yep.
And 1 on 2. Rather than pluck them all out. I'm not interrupting anywhere.
Okay. Combat with the Terminators over here then.
Mm-hmm.
They did charge again, so they're going to get Hateful Assault. So 3, 6.
Wow.
So normal dudes.
You could be in trouble.
Power weapon dudes. 4 hits.
Yeah.
And 2 wounds.
At minus.
-3.
6 ups.
You were so confident that he was just going to be removed from play.
I almost didn't roll them.
You almost didn't roll
I
them.
almost went 6 ups these days and put them in the box.
3 attacks from the 4 stave then. Oh look, I can roll 6s too.
Oh, it's catching.
3 to wounds. That is 2 wounds at -1.
Watch me roll double 1s with the 4 ups.
Oh, you're still alive!
He might get a name.
He might be promoted. He is the sergeant.
He is.
Is he going to be promoted to a lieutenant?
He might get some white stripes.
Would you like to attack back?
Yeah. So he's on 4 attacks.
Yep.
Shock assault.
That was...
What a champ.
What a champ.
What a champ. Yeah, come on.
You're hitting on 3s.
Hit on 3s, yeah, sorry.
He's done 2 wounds as well.
He's done 2
He's
wounds.
going to kill a Terminator, isn't he? Watch. There is.
Oh, my
He's
word.
killed a Terminator. Because I was on a wound with a Terminator.
He's getting recognised. He's getting
He's going in the books.
Yeah.
And attacks back in the middle.
Are you not fighting again or anything here?
I will, but you still get to fight, and then I get to
okay, so 1 is dead. We just haven't plucked him yet. One of those is dead.
I will check that stratagem though.
Okay. I think you can just do it and fight against the guy. One of them's dead.
Yep. So just checking the Tzaangors strategy of Cycle of Slaughter is at the end of the phase, which means you do get to fight back first.
Okay, so one of those is dead. So it's the sergeant on 4 and the other guy on 3 for shock assault. And we're looking for
all of those.
Thanks very much. Your toughness is
4.
Okay, wow, that's not bad. Blah.
2.
2, please.
2 5 ups. None of those. That's 2 dead.
2 dead, good sir.
I should have done veterans. That might have killed him in the first turn, but there we go. So I will activate Cycle of Slaughter. It's 2 CP. However, I've only got 1 CP. So the new magical Arcane, which I did pay the points for, gives me 1 stratagem for free.
So you get it for 0 CP.
Although I want to check the wording that it says that you just get the points refunded. I don't know whether you can actually use it if you don't have the CP. Let's check that.
It's worth doing.
Consulting the magic book and the wording, it just says that reduce the cost of the stratagem to 0, not buy it and then get it refunded. So it is a 0 cost stratagem.
So you can do it.
So we will fight again. However, I have lost 2 Tzaangor in that combat. So 3, 6, 7, 8 left.
Yeah, against 2 Inceptors there.
2, 4. And the last guy has 3 attacks because he is Twistbray.
Good for him.
I wish I had done veterans for my last CP. Or does it? I wonder if I could do it now. Is it worth doing it now? Can I do it now? Is it the start of the fight phase where I have to do it? When a 1,000 Suns infantry unit is selected to attack.
You can do it now for your last
So
CP.
I will use my last CP.
Whoa. He really wants them dead.
I really want them dead. I should have done it last time. That has wasted a little bit, but you know, lessons learned and all that. So, 3s to hit. There's a lot of 2s now. You get to re-roll the 1 for the Sorcerer, but yeah, there's a lot of 2s in there. 2s are no good to
There's also a lot of not 2s.
2s are no good to anybody.
Okay, then 5s?
Veterans is +1 to wing.
Oh, okay, sorry. There we are. 4s or 3s? I don't know.
Veterans, add 1 to the re-roll. So I am wounding on 4s.
So it's 4s, yeah.
2, 3, 3. Oh my
3
days.
minus
3 at minus
1.
1.
4 ups.
Yes. Oh my days. Okay, that cost me a lot of CP for net 0. Thank you very much, Ultramarines. Space Marines are broken. Hashtag Space Marines are broken. Iron Hands next week.
Oh, yeah.
End of that 1,000 Suns turn. It was not a good turn, let's be honest. Yeah, so let's talk about points then. As I got to conceal my cards this time because I was losing. So, for the purpose of the camera, that was the first one, which I didn't achieve. Defend objective 1, which was in play last time, I am burning that this time, so we can get rid of that.
Okay.
And the other one was behind enemy lines, which is why I positioned those particular Terminators the way I did, within 12 inches of the board edge for a point. That
Okay,
was
so you get behind enemy
all
lines.
I scored.
Referee.
That's why I needed that at least a 5 so I could get round the back
Well done.
and do that. So
So
that's why I was
is it
aiming
one?
for that 1 whole CP victory point. I'm burning that one. I'm burning objective 1.
Okay.
That gets rid of those. That is the end of that turn 3. We are 11-9 in favour of the Ultramarines. When we come back, the Ultramarines turn 3. The Ultramarines have completed their movement then. So starting over on this side, the hero of the Imperium, the lonely sergeant down here who is bossing it like a badass. He's fallen back out of combat. This squad of intercessors has moved across the building in range of this objective because it is one of your drawn objectives.
Yeah,
now, because I am losing, all of your cards have to be face up.
Correct. So I've got behind enemy lines, which I'm not going to achieve unless the interceptors somehow survive until my next turn.
Yep.
You never know.
It's achievable.
Then I've got secure objective 1 and secure objective 6. Easy for me to say.
So one is in the middle.
Is in the middle.
Which you are in range of with the movement from the advanced aggressors.
Yeah, so that guy should just be in, the top guy. And then 6 is over here.
The one in here. So
exactly that.
You're going to score those 2.
And the rest of the army is just shuffled around. I've also got the infiltrators here just moving on up.
Yep.
Because they haven't done anything all game. So
yep.
That's kind of it.
That's kind of it. All the action seems to have definitely been middle and left from me. So we're going to go into your psychic phase.
Yes. I'll have a think because there's not a lot I can do, I don't think.
So Psychic Phase you are going to skip, right? Because you can only do Scryer's Greys. You don't really want to potentially risk
Perils to get a CP.
perils to get a CP. So have a think about your shooting phase. I think it's going to be fairly obvious what we're going to be doing.
Probably.
But when we come back, it is the Ultramarines shooting phase. Shooting phase coming up then. So we are going to go with all of these dudes here into this new unit of Terminators. This guy with his Ultramarine fancy ruler falling back can still shoot at -1 ballistic skill. So we're going to go with that. These guys here are going to shoot into the Exalted Sorcerer on foot. And then you've got some aggressors and a couple of intercessors shooting through that door all the way
to his
to
face.
the face of the Forgefiend. So that's what we're going to go with.
So
We'll do the aggressor stuff last, and we'll do
Yeah.
that off camera.
We'll start
So
with
let's
it.
start over here.
Let's start with our friend here,
The hero.
Big Johnny. That's his
hero,
name.
the hero everybody needs.
Yeah. It feels like he should just fire back to that same unit. That feels as he's going back, he should just fire at them. He's going to have 2 shots on 3s. He's going to reroll nothing. And then that's going to do a wound. Minus whatever your invul's going to be.
Yep. That is my invuln.
Yes.
There we go.
And then these guys, so I played the rapid fire stratagem.
Yep. I cannot regenerate any points now because Helm of the Third Eye was on my Warlord, and he is dead.
Yep, he's dead. I've got still Calgar's alive.
All right.
And so you've taken a wound off him. So I got a CP back, so it's costing me 1 CP. So these are going to be 4 shots per model. 2, 4, 6. There's 8 of them there, which is 32 shots.
That's a lot of
on my
dice.
maths. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We'll do 2 volleys of 18. We'll do 2 volleys of 18 just for everyone's sanity. So we'll roll them here. That's cocked. And even without our friends over there.
Oh my days, that is. You've been rolling hot, has to be said.
Rolling hot, rolling heavy, and we're looking for 4s to wound.
Indeed.
No rerolls, so
Oh, sorry.
it's not that good.
Sorry.
It's not that good.
Sorry, not sorry.
And then this was a drop over here, which is still fine. So it's gonna be, that looks like 8 to me.
3, 6, 7, 8. AP -2.
-2, yeah, but still in tactical. We don't
So
come out of that.
I'm in cover for the first 3 of these. So we'll do them on the 3 first. So we probably have to roll this one at a time as we go through. So,
But the whole unit benefit from cover if over 50% is in.
it's
on or
per,
in
isn't
train.
it per modelling
I think it's
cover?
unit. I think your unit gets the cover save.
We'll play it like that. I'm sure the comment section will
Yeah,
will
tell us.
correct us if we need.
I think it's
2.
the unit. I think it has to be a whole blanket
Yep.
rule.
So I'm on a net 1+ save then. So I get. In fact, I'm on a net 0 save.
Well, a 1
Because they're
fails.
1. Yeah, I mean
So-
the zeros and the 1s will always fail. You can't roll a 0. 1s will always fail, but it's the modifier that
You
you
can't
now
roll a
do.
0,
So
yeah.
I'm in cover for +1,
Yeah.
which puts me on a 1+ save, and then
Which is AP -2.
the wording of All is Dust. Add 1 to the saving throws for damage 1 characteristic weapons. So I'm on a 0 save, but -2.
0 and 2's out 2 ups.
So it's back to 2+.
I guess you're on 2 ups.
That's what we're trying to calculate.
I guess I'm happy with that. I
So-
think we're there. So 8 2 ups. So make some 1s. No, you made 1. There's 1.
There's a 1. I've taken a wound.
Gee whiz.
But that was the first salvo. So let's do that again.
Do that again. At least we know what the save is this time. These count as cocked because they're on top. 3's no rerolls. Sigh. God, it's such a strain having to roll so many dice, so many shots with Ultramarines.
Terrible. I don't know how you're going to cope with your all gone.
Yeah. Especially with the daggers on 5. So 4s, and that looks like another
8.
Another 8. So I should kill a Terminator. This is where we get to. The law of arbitrage. Or not.
not
just
this
just roll
time.
6s for everything.
That's 6s for days.
So waste of time with that stratagem, really.
No, it wasn't. Thank you for spending all your CP.
What?
Should we move on to the guys about to kill this sorcerer?
I'll just fire.
Oh, you got one more.
There's one more.
Yep.
So he's going to get 2 shots into the same unit. 2 hits and 2 wounds.
You are rolling.
Here, 2 snake eyes.
2 so hot. There's a wound. There's a dead Terminator.
Thank you very much. Should we go in scepters?
Yep.
For 12 shots by my maths. Into that guy's face. We'll roll them here. Looking for 3s. That's not bad again, is it? His toughness is
4.
So 3s. 3s again, please. Please. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at -1.
2, 4.
So whatever that is.
6.
3 up.
So 4 up. He's on a 3+ armor save, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds, leaves him on 1.
We can fire the 2 intercessors into the Forgefiend's face. They're going to get 4 shots. Looking for 3s, re-rolling everything. Yep, re-rolling everything. And then looking for 5s, re-rolling 1s. There's a 6, which is a hit. 2
You
at
are rolling so well.
2 at -2.
Look, that's a snake eyes. That's 2 damage.
Yos.
He actually gained 1 back. So the last time, so he's actually he's back to 2.
How many wounds is he left on?
He's only taken 2, so he's on what 11 left-ish. I want to say.
Well,
I think he's
got
13ish.
Okay,
He's
and then
taken 2.
aggressors off cam.
We'll do the aggressors. These guys in here shooting through to here. We'll do that off camera. It's a lot of dice.
Just
So after the dust has settled, split fire from the aggressors into the Forgefiend. Oh look, the Forgefiend's not here, and the Tzaangors. They're not here either. Exceptional hot rolling. I mean, the first salvo of rockets into the Forgefiend, re-rolling everything. I think you missed 1 shot, and then to wound you just rolled like 13 or 14
5s and 6s.
5s and 6s. It was outrageously good. I whiffed a bunch of saves. It cost 10 damage. I only had 12 wounds. I'd already taken 2, so a further 10 killed it. No need to roll for the explosion because everybody's out of range, because we measured that before, because I couldn't get his re-rolls off on him. And then, yeah, just rockets left 1 alive. We still had the Bolt Storm Gauntlet still to come. There was going to be 60 of those. 1 guy, we just took him off. Here endeth the shooting phase. Charges are coming up.
Now what I'm actually thinking is I don't need to charge you because I've got more models in, and the risk I run of charging you is you're good in combat and you can chop my face in half.
As you saw with these 3 that whiffed.
I'm actually not going to charge because I'm already holding.
You're going to stay there for the point and not
point.
risk losing the potential point.
Yeah, because it could all go horribly wrong, couldn't it? I can't charge there because they fell back.
Yep.
And that's turn.
Okay, points on the board then.
So, secure objective 1.
Yep.
Over there. Secure objective 6.
Yep.
Over here. So 2.
So 2 points, and were you going to burn the other card?
You do that essentially at the start of your next phase,
Okay.
so I'll have to sort of think about it. So which puts me, I think, on 11 plus 2 is 13, I think.
So 13-9 as we go to the
Turn
1,000 Suns,
three.
turn 4. Let's see if we get some decent cards. Thousand Suns, turn 4, movement phase complete. Now for the people at home, I have actually bothered to turn this one up because Glenn can't actually do anything about it. It's hold the line. I need 3 units wholly within my deployment zone. So I've already got these guys down here, plenty within. I've then backed off this fella. He is now within 12 inches of my deployment zone, but handily 24 inches for psychic powers if he needs to go that direction. I've moved a couple of guys up onto the crate here, to including a flamer, to target these guys that are down here, because that will then potentially allow him to do a smite at the aggressors rather than like Tzeentch's Firestorm, which is a bit more powerful. Over this side then, I had to get a 3rd unit in my deployment zone, so I've backed off this Exalted Sorcerer. He is now 12 inches within my deployment zone, so that's him. This guy on 1 wound is just hopped up but can still see these 2 dudes down here. And then just in case there's a wound left after all the smitey action that might go off, He might have to charge in with his Forestave and try and do the damage. For those on camera, my other two hidden cards, because I am losing, so I can hide these ones. So I have this one here, and then this one here, still in play from the last time. So, final bit of movement then is the Terminators, basically all just moving up, ready to shoot and charge into this big Intercessor blob and this solo hero. So when we come back, we'll do some psychic shenanigans. Thousand Suns psychic phase, we are ready to kick it off then. We've had a little think about what we're going to do. Over here then, this Sorcerer in the Terminator squad here, the Aspiring Sorcerer, there's only 1 wound left on this Hellblaster, the Hero Hellblaster, so we're going to kick off with a Smite, see if we can get rid of him. We only need a 5. We have an 8. You can't deny that. That is 1 wound. Guy's gone. That'll do.
Unpopular. That is an unpopular decision to kill him.
Moving on to the second guy. This guy in here has Tzeentch's Firestorm, so we're going to try that at this big unit here. That goes off on an 8. That is 9 dice. 4 and 5. Every 6 being a mortal wound. We have 1 mortal wound. That didn't work as well as I hoped. So that is the psychic phase over here. Importantly, we move down to this area here. There's lots of psychics going on here. So we are going to kick off then with this guy at the back here is going to Astral Blast the new psychic power into the unit of Inceptors. That is an 8. That goes off. It is D3 mortal wounds. It is 2 mortal wounds.
He does.
1 down. He was already on 2 wounds already. And then we will move on to a regular Smite as his second power. That is a fail. That is a 3. The guy up on the hill, on top of the crates, really, he is going to smite as well. He is going to smite, and that is a 9. That is D3 mortal wounds.
Needs 3.
It's the big 3. Mission accomplished.
Done it.
It took 2 rounds of combat and psychic phases to get rid of him, but we've managed to succeed. So that opens up a second psychic option here of Doombolt. So Doombolt has a range of 24.
Nice.
So shooting through there, they are within 24 inches. We will go with a Doombolt into
Intercessors?
Into the Intercessors.
Okay.
It's a psychic. It's a 9 though. It's a big 9. That's a 10.
Got it. It's got it on a 10.
Got it.
Woo.
That unit suffers a D3 mortal wounds.
4.
Which is 2. So that's one dude dead.
And 1 on 1.
And you now halve your movement characteristic and cannot advance until the next psychic phase.
Should I put the card on them?
Until the following. And in your following movement phase, you cannot advance, and you halve your move.
Okay, so on a 4, he can fire.
Yep.
Because the banner, which he can. So he will fire into this unit here.
Yep.
With 2 shoots. There's 1 and 1. Minus 2.
Saved.
Fine.
Thank you very much. That leaves the Shaman open up here. The Shaman carries Weaver of Fates with him. Weaver of Fates, I can now actually, I'm going to go Weaver of Fates onto my 5. Is it still 5 in there? 4. 4-man Terminator blob to increase their invulnerable save. Although you don't get the -2 in combat, do you?
No.
So I'll actually be on a 2+ save in combat. Actually, we'll go with the Smite then, because increasing their invulnerable save isn't going to do anything. So we'll go with the Smite. They are the nearest unit. That is a 9 for D3 mortal wounds. It's 3 mortal wounds. So 1 was on a wound and another 1 removed. Good stuff. That is the psychics over here. Over here, this guy is going to he's going to do nothing actually. I don't want to risk perils with no CP left. completely calculated that wrong. I was trying to go for a smite that way, but these guys in here are blocking that, which I wanted to kill in the shooting phase. Shooting phase comes after psychic phase, so I thought about that plan completely wrong, but I don't want to risk my luck doing anything else with him. So we'll leave him back for now. He is helping me hold the line though. So when we come back, we go into the Thousand Suns shooting phase. Kicking off then the Thousand Suns shooting phase. The 2 Terminators here are going to shoot into that big blob of Intercessors here. We're kicking off with the Soulreaper cannon first, which has 3 hits, followed by 1 wound at -3.
6 up.
There it is. The combi bolter as well, rapid firing. That was dropped. That is 2 hits. That is no wounds.
Okay.
That's a good start for the shooting. Move into the second Terminator unit here then. So we have 3 combi bolters. No rerolls available to me. I'm not cheating.
Thanks. Always nice.
Forced wounds. Oh, we got a few wounds in there. We got 5 in there this time, -2.
5 ups.
2 dead.
2 dead marine, and they can fire on the 4s.
Yep. We'll. Okay.
Do you want to save these to the end? Or
We'll save them all to the end because I've still
Right,
got the rest
so
of my
there's-
shooting.
so
You've
there's
got one that's from the banner. We've got 2 Hellfire rack missiles. 1 hit. It's a wound at -2.
1 at -2.
Yep.
5 up.
Oh, there it is. And then the Soul Reaper from this unit as well then is 2 hits and 1 wound at -3.
6 up. What? How many damage?
1.
So that's 1 dead, 1 on 1.
And then 1 to shoot back.
1 guy to shoot back. So the guy at the front is who died. So I'll take him away, and we'll do.
Well, we thinned it by 4 there. That's not bad.
Yeah, the 3 died in the psychic phase. So 1 dude died. He will fire into the bigger unit.
Yep.
2 shots.
2 hits.
4s.
A wound. A save.
Save. Very good. Very good.
And the shooting just over here, just for completeness then, we have 1 pistol from the aspiring sorcerer. He hits. He does wound.
Is this into here?
Yep, it's
Yeah,
a -2
sorry.
pistol shot.
Fine.
-2 as well. And then we have a D6 flamer.
Okay. This will be
from
worse.
there. This needs to be a big number. It's 4 hits.
Yeah, it's not bad. Auto hits.
It is. It is what it is.
I don't think put any gas in it.
That is an empty canister of psychic promethium that
Wow,
fails to
big
do.
words.
Yeah, you like that? That fails to do absolutely anything. That was awful. That is the shooting phase over. We might as well go straight into the charges then.
Any
with
charges?
some Overwatch. Yep, we've got some charges over here. So the big unit of Terminators will charge first. Would you like to Overwatch, please?
I wouldn't mind, yeah. It's going to be 8 shots. Is there 4 there? Yeah, there's 8 shots. 8 shots. 2 hits. Looking for 4s, of which there are none.
None. And the charge distance is
Just
7.
Just in.
And I'll do the other charge as well, and then we'll come back with the combat phase. So this unit will charge as well. They have a 7. So with the charge, in fact, with the pile-in as well, we've actually wrapped the unit completely. So hopefully he doesn't get to fall back. Depending whether you kill some, I suppose, is what what comes out of that. So we've got the attacks ready. We're going to go with the 4 staves first. Then I've got 2 4 staves in here because you're not interrupting. So we're just going to roll it all together.
Yeah.
3 hits and 3s to wound. Oh Jesus! It's 1 at -1.
4 up. That's
It's
1.
D3 damage.
Okay.
Of course, it's 1.
Well, there was a guy dead anyway.
There's a guy on wound
1.
anyway.
We'll just roll because he can fight back on a 4.
Yep.
So there's 1 who can fight back. We'll do them after your attacks if you want.
Is it? He gets to fight back as well as shoot back. With the
Yeah.
gun, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we have 12 attacks with power weapons. That's a little bit better hitting, I believe. Yeah, look at that. A2 misses. Forced wound. That's terrible wounding though. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wounds at -3.
4 wounds at -3. I mean, yeah, these are 6s then, of which there are none. Damage.
One damage each.
So 2 more dead. On a 4, they can fight back. So there's 2.
So there's 3 that have died in total, 2 are fighting back.
Yeah, and the sergeant's left.
So there's
Any more attacks?
One guy left. No, I'm out of attacks, that's it.
Okay, so should we go into my attacks back?
Yep.
So I got charged. So actually, so just on the Primaris Ancient. So
the Ancient's not in combat, right?
no, but I'm just checking. So he can make 1 attack with his melee weapon if it was in the fight phase.
Well,
So
is he a character? He could heroically intervene.
he could heroically intervene, couldn't he?
And I can't attack him, so it's free.
He will intervene.
Yep.
He is a character keyword. Okay. And so there's 2 that can attack. They get 1 attack because of his banner. There's a hit. There's a wound, no minus.
Here's a save.
And then the sergeant will get his normal attacks. So he's on 4 because of shock assault.
Yep.
There's 3. There's
2 wounds?
There's 2.
2 saves.
2 saves. Very good. So that unit's just down to the sergeant.
Yep.
Who, like so, and then we'll do the ancient, who gets 4 attacks.
But he wasn't.
He won't get shock assault.
He won't get shock assault.
No. 3s and 4s. This is just on this dude arena
Yep.
here. 1.
And
It's fine. Cool beans.
Here endeth the combat phase. So let's have a look at the points then. Do we get anything? So hold the line, which we did calculate right at the very start. It's 3 units in the deployment zone, so we have 1 there. I'll just zoom out on the camera. We have the cultists and this exalted sorcerer
So
here.
there's 1.
So that is 1 point.
The big reveal.
The big reveal,
What's he got?
indeed, is Scour the Skies. Secure a victory point if one enemy unit
very
that could
good.
fly was destroyed during this
Very
turn,
good.
which was the Inceptors.
So 2 points.
2 points is achieved this turn.
11.
Puts us on
11 to 13.
11 to 13 as we enter the Ultramarines turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
Ultramarines movement phase complete then. So the 2 infiltrators have sneaked around the back of here. They now outnumber me on that objective because conveniently one of your cards, secure objective 5.
So secure objective 5. I've got these all face up. So I'm on secure objective 5. I'm on defend objective 4,
Which is all the way held over.
I think that's
no, it's
2
this one behind
here.
the crates here.
So
Yep.
I've got that in because I'm struggling for achievable objectives. I also have Scour the Skies, which at first I didn't think was great and realised all your stuff flies basically.
Well, all the stuff on discs has the fly keyword, and we've calculated that actually this character here, the Shaman, is going to be the nearest unit to some aggressor shooting. So expect to see the Shaman dead any second now.
Mm-hmm. And other than that, Calgar's moved along this way because we're going to try and start coming over this side of the board. These intercessors have started making progress to try and peek around the side of the crates if we get that far, and that's movement. I'm going to go into some psychic shenanigans.
Very good. Do you need to have a think about what you're going to do?
No, I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
We are going to go for a smite here.
Yep.
Which is on
Cast
a
on-
7. Going to deny.
I will attempt to
Are you willing
deny
to
because
deny?
I have dudes over here capable of doing that. That is denied, sir, on a 9.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
No psychic phases for
doing
you
that.
on this
He
board
should be on 3.
from the Dusty Boys of Prospera.
Yeah.
Deny the psychic.
Deny the psychic. I will also try and cast the other power that I have taken as I frantically try and remember its name. Just to try it out. Psychic Scourge. So that is on a 6. Which goes off on an 8.
I am
wanna
not in
deny?
range to do any more denies though, I'm afraid.
Okay.
You can only deny 1 power as aspiring, and this guy... We'll have a quick measure. Do you want to see if this is 24 inches away to the guy over here?
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a generous 24, so I think you're pretty safe.
Am I over him with the tape measure?
Oh, that's too close to call, no.
He's 25.
Yep.
Okay, so it goes off. So I roll a d6. I add that to my leadership. which is 9 for the librarian. So that makes 14.
Yep.
You then, it's on this unit.
Yep.
So you then do the same, roll a d6 and add it to your leadership.
Okay. I'm leadership 8 plus 1. It makes me leadership 9.
Okay, so I win.
Yes.
So because my roll is higher than yours, it does d3 more wounds.
Okay.
For 2.
2. So I lose 2 dudes.
Little shout out to Rich from Floorhammer, who was using that on me with my orcs.
Dirty.
Yeah, which is very good.
Stop listening to the podcast. It's full of useful advice.
Yeah, how dare he? He actually did that in person, so even worse.
Rude.
Even worse.
Rude.
So that's
Psychic done.
Psychic done.
Do you need to have a think about the shooting, or should we?
I think.
Is it just aggressors only?
I think there's only aggressors that can actually shoot. I can't see that these guys can. They can't see the dude standing on top of the thing. Actually, I suppose he can see up there.
I can see you. You can see me.
There
is a cheeky
one
shot
of
there.
them can. So he'll have 2 shots, which will both hit. Oh, a 6 you don't have to wound for. So it's 1. It's 1.
1 damage.
-1 damage. Yeah.
Saved.
Saved. Okie doke. And then it's just going to be aggressive fire, which you do off camera.
Which we'll do off camera.
We may split it.
Because whatever they do is going to kill whatever they point at. So
Yeah.
we'll come right back with the devastation. Shooting phase over, and just even the first salvo of rockets, re-rolling everything from the aggressors. The shaman is no more because he only has like a 5 up invulnerable save. So that is him. He took 7 from the first salvo, failed 5 saves, and that is him gone. That is your Scour the Skies, I believe.
Yes.
And secure objective 5 because you've got 2 troops and I've only got 1 body within 3 inches of the centre of the objective. Therefore, 2 to 1, you outnumber me.
That's good math.
2 victory points.
Yeah, we've got to do some combat.
But we have some combat.
But I will
Let's
be getting
not
2.
skip ahead. Let's do some combat then, because I've tagged your guy in the consolidation phase into the chapter ancient.
Straight into it.
Yep.
No shock assault. So 4s. 4 attacks, I mean. And then these are 4s. So he is more of a banner guy than a fight guy.
He is he's probably catches the wind a little bit. Probably quite difficult to
If he's
maneuver.
swinging that banner,
Like
yeah.
a giant sail. We'll go straight in. We're going to attack back with the 4 staves first. That's 2 each because there was no charges, so no hateful assault. That is 4 hits. And that is 4 wounds at -1.
4 up. Okay,
You make all by 1 is D3 damage, and it is 3 damage.
3 wounds. He has 5 because he's cool. So he's
Because
on
he's
2.
cool, and that means I've got 8 other attacks then. 2, 4, 6, 8 attacks with power weapons. Hitting on the 3s.
Come on through.
There you go, that is 7 hits. We're warming up. 4s to wound. We're not warming up. 3 at -3.
3 6 ups. None damage.
1 each.
Dead.
Dead.
Does he explode?
Okay, that is the end of him. We'll consolidate and we'll come back. That is the end of the turn. We already discussed the victory points there. I think you scored 2, correct?
You would be correct.
So 15-11 as we enter the Thousand Suns turn 5. Thousand Suns movement phase is complete. Over here then the Terminators have shimmied forward a little bit. They won't be able to target Marnius Calgar because he is a character, and these guys are a little bit closer. So they've just made sure they're within 24 inches to get all their combi bolters and good stuff off. It's kind of all or nothing, so these 2 characters have gone forward, making sure they are in full Smitey Smite range to do their thing. Before we move on, while it's cards in front of me, I did have Defend Objective 4, which I then achieved at the end of Glenn's turn. Mm-hmm. That was achieved by this fella sat on top of there within 3 inches of Objective 4. So that did give me 2 points. So at the start of this turn, we actually go in at 13-15.
Yeah.
My other cards, while we're talking cards, we have this one, this one, and this one. All very achievable, I think. Subject to some fancy moving, which is what we've done over here. So, based on those cards, these guys have moved around so they can have a go at the 2 infiltrators, and then psychic-wise, the 2 psychers have moved up to the librarian is now the nearest unit for the target of psychic powers, so that these guys over here are no longer the closest for target prioritization. So when we come back, let's have a look at the psychic phase. Thousand Suns psychic phase, here we go then. So over here we are starting off with a baby smite from the 2-man unit of Terminators into the aggressors.
Are the aggressors closer than?
Well, yeah, can I target? I can't target them for they're a character unit, right?
No. No, they're not.
So they don't form any kind of character retinue. Does that mean I can't then?
It means they're just an infantry unit. So if they're closest, I don't know how that works for so they're closest to you than the aggressors are by quite a way.
Oh really? Did I mismeasure that when I was like moving then?
They're about 11 inches, I think, from you.
But that means I don't have line of sight to either of that unit then.
They're closer than the aggressors by a couple of inches. The aggressors are 15.
So I can't smite then, but I can Tzeentch's Firestorm, because that's the other Terminator. So we'll do Tzeentch's Firestorm because that doesn't matter.
Is it anyone from the unit?
No, it's the 2 sorcerers with the staffs. And I put them at the back.
Yeah, they can't see the Victrix, can they?
No.
But they are closer. Yeah, 13. Yeah, by quite a way.
Okay, so we'll go Tzeentch's Firestorm then, because I can pick any target for that. That doesn't need to be the closest.
Okay.
That is not cast. But the other ability I've got over there is Glamour of Tzeentch, which I'll put on the larger unit. Which Glamour, does that go off on a 5? I think I might need more.
I think it's a 6.
I think it is. You know my ability to me. It's a 7, so
That's
that
a
actually
7.
fails as well. So that's a great psychic start. Let's move on to these guys. There's no question about who these can target then. So we'll start up here with a smite into the aggressors.
No.
Or not, because that's only a 4. And that's
You are
not
allowed to
enough.
cast a spell, you know?
Not so far.
You're allowed, though.
So we will then move on and we will go with an Infernal Gaze cast on a 5.
There we go.
That's what I wanted for the smite, because then I'd have been D6, but it's not. Infernal Gaze, roll 3 dice, and on each roll of a 4 is a mortal wound.
Okay.
There is 1 mortal wound.
There's aggressor on 1 wound, so he will then die. 1 dead. And that was his wound.
We move down to the other sorcerer that's down here then. He is going to go with an Astral Blast from the new Psychic Awakening book. That is cast. It does D3 mortal wounds on the aggressor unit for 1.
Okay.
And any units within 3 inches will suffer 1 mortal wound.
No other units within 3.
What about this dude at the back? There's a lieutenant.
He's more than 3.
Bit far away, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's over 3.
And Caldar's not within 3.
No.
Okay.
You wish.
His second strike then will be a regular smite. And that is cast on an 8 for D3 mortal wounds.
Kills
it is
another
2
aggressor.
mortal wounds. That's another aggressor down. That is the psychic phase over that side complete. We've got a couple over here then. So we need to clear these 2 little boys down here.
Little boys.
Little boys? They're in little boy armour, aren't they? They're like little babies. So we're going to start then with a baby smite from the aspiring sorcerer. That is cast. That is 1 mortal wound.
Okay, that's 1 on 1.
And then this guy here, the full-blown sorcerer, is going to be casting. He's going to be casting a smite as well. That is a 6. That is cast. That is D3 mortal wounds.
I'll just try and deny
you
that
could
one.
potentially deny. Yeah.
I'll deny that
Don't
one.
let me jump in the way there.
It was a cast with a 6. Was it?
Yep. That's
7.
a 7. That's denied.
Deny.
That's very annoying. I've already done Firestorm with this guy as
So
well.
that's my 1 deny done.
I've got no other side. That's disappointing.
I deny you.
That means I've now got to shoot that guy, and I can't
You
kill
got to
that
get through
guy.
3 wounds here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I
Tough.
was hoping to kill them in the psychic phase. You denied me that. Even then, I only rolled 2 mortal wounds, so 1 guy would have still been left. Okay, Psychic phase over, shooting phase coming right up. Kicking the shooting off then is the Terminators into these aggressors. Aggressors just ruined my day really, so we're going to start off with a Soulreaper cannon into these guys first. That is 4 hits, it's forced to wound. That is 2 wounds at -3.
So 5 ups if we're saying they're on.
They're in cover.
Time.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 ups. No, none. That's
one dead aggressor. Then the combi bolter from the same squad has hit 4 times. It's 5s to wound. It is 2 wounds.
At minus?
-2.
4s. They're fine.
That's quite easily made. We move on to the second squad then. We have 2 Hellfire missiles. 1 hit. 3s to wound. It's no wounds. Soulreaper cannon, same squad. That's 3 hits. 4s to wound. That's 1 wound at -3.
Fail. Damage?
1.
Okay.
And then 3 combi bolters. Hitting on 3s. We've got 2, 3 misses. 5s to wound. Need a big number here. Come on.
2.
1, 2. There's a big number for you. There's 2 wounds at -2.
4 ups.
That's a
Kills 1.
kills 1.
I will CP one of those.
Have you used a stratagem there? I get a CP back.
As do I. Yay! Nick's got a CP. We've all got CPs.
No, I don't get it back. What am I talking about? My warlord has that. That's the thing.
I rolled a 5.
So you
here,
get it back. I don't get it back. So it didn't. So it didn't kill one in the end. One left on a wound, is it?
Yeah, sorry, that's on a wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of output for 1 CP to save, but let's see. Let's see how hard it die to this shooting.
No other shooting over there then. Okay, we've got some shooting over here then, which I didn't want to have to do into these 2 little dudes. There's 3 wounds left in there. So first thing we've got is 2 flamers, 2d6 auto hits for 9.
Not bad.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4s to wound. That's a drop. That is 4 at -2.
5 ups. 2. Damage 1.
Yep. 1 on a wound.
Yep.
Soulreaper cannon.
Soulreaper.
All hits. 3s to wound. That's 4 at -3.
I'll roll them. Dead.
Here endeth my shooting phase. And no charges going on this this turn. Have you got any leadership? Have the aggressors lost enough to potentially bottle it or not?
I mean, they've lost 3,
So
which puts them on.
they're what, leadership 8, 9 +1 for Ultramarines?
+1. They're leadership 8 +9 for Ultramarines.
So they
That's
can't
leadership
fail.
6. They
They
can't
can't
fail.
fail. There we go.
I'd love to see one run away.
I would have done as well. Let's have a look at the scores on the doors.
Yeah.
Master the Warp. Score a victory point if you manifested or denied a psychic power during this turn.
Just about.
If you manifested or denied 3, you scored D3.
Okay, so you got 3, I imagine.
I get D3 for that. Do not get that. Overwhelming firepower. Score a victory point if an enemy unit was destroyed during the shooting phase.
Infiltrators.
Which was the infiltrators.
So D3 +1.
So D3.
So 2.
1. So 2, yeah. There it is. There it is.
No,
There it is.
Nick.
2. It's a tied game.
Yeah. Okay. My turn 5.
When we come back, let's have a look at the Ultramarines turn 5. Ultramarines turn 5 movement phase is complete. The aggressors have been aggressive. They've advanced. Cost you a CP for a reroll on the advance, I believe. Turning a 3 into a 4.
Yeah.
So they have now ended up here. Because one of your cards is to start killing characters.
I've got Assassinate.
So that would be Assassinate.
Yeah, I also have Secure Objective 4, which is the one those 2 dudes are on.
So that gives you a chance if there's an extra turn to try and get in there.
And also the Secure Objective Primus, which gives you an extra CP for getting a defend or secure.
Yep.
So that's the thinking there. Calgar and the Victrix Guard have just moved forward. and I'll just kind of see where they end up. They'll either go this way or this way, depending how some of the other stuff goes. Intercessors have started coming through the door to try and chip off a couple of shots towards the termies over here. Librarians hid behind a rock.
Librarian is behind the rock. There we go, over there. So we move into your psychic phase.
We can go straight into it, because I'm just going to try and do one spell, which is Scry's Gaze.
Yep.
Goes off
9.
8, 9. You can deny.
I might as well attempt to deny it. I do have a deny ability over here. It's a 6 and a 2 is not enough.
That gets me a CP back.
Yep.
You never know. And that's the only spell I can. Nothing else is in range for me to see or cast, so that will be my psychic phase.
Cool. Let's crack into the shooting phase for the Ultramarines then. Where do you want to start?
I will start with the. I was going to say I was going to start with the intercessors. Let me just see what is actually the nearest unit to them, because if it's up here, so he's 19.
You could well be.
Or it could be back. So he's nearer than then, but then what's back this way? Oh, actually, no. Look, we got these guys here. So. Oh, he's nearest. Whoops.
So actually, you can't shoot. You can't shoot him with those guys, but you can do with the.
Oh, I think he is nearest. So he's slightly closer.
Slightly
than them.
closer than these.
Yeah, slightly closer than those. Half an inch from the back man.
Oh, because I should have charged there, shouldn't I? Really?
Charge where?
There's one. Is there? Oh, there's no guys left, is there?
No, you killed them in. You could charge.
I could charge.
It's a hell of a charge.
Yeah,
it's 20 inches.
20-inch charge. No, I thought there was one guy left, but there's not.
Okay, so that slightly changes things then. So in that case, the intercessors will
shoot the guy on one wound.
They will split fire. I'll have to see how many you can see in necessarily.
That guy's definitely not any closer than that one, right?
Sorry?
Is that a really close measurement, or is that...
we can re-measure for the ref.
100%. I just want to
make
sure we play it right.
So
I don't want the comment section erupting.
Bang on 19.
Bang on 19, and over to here.
So there's 19 there.
What about this guy? Is he any nearer up here?
No, there's 19 there from the edge. I think he's just out.
Just out?
Yes, it's really close, but...
What about from that guy here to this guy here?
Nick's got all the toys.
Well, just want to make sure that I don't want to get...
Yeah, you don't want to...
I don't want to lose through incorrect rules. No cheating.
No. So you'll have to look at that rather than me.
That is on him now.
Okay, that's just passed. So there is 19.
So there is 19. Okay, so he is near then.
It is millimetres. It's worth measuring.
5 millimetres. That will do though. But that potentially then can get you 2 character kills. If you kill him, he's only on a wound.
Yeah, 2 character kills is nothing for me because it's 1 or 3.
It's 3, but it's the psychic return.
Yeah,
is what you're trying to eliminate there.
So let's come back to shooting because we'll think now that's changed things. We'll think about how we're going to split the fire and come back.
Okay. Some clever calculations going on here. So we're going to start with the intercessors splitting fire. So 5 of them are going to shoot this guy up here, and 3 of them are going to shoot into
so it's
the
2.
It's 2 into the Terminator, sorry.
Yeah.
And 5 into the guy on 1 wound.
Yeah.
I was tempted to use temporal manipulation to get him some wounds back, but
yeah, well, it's 2 there and 6 there. There's
6
maths.
there. Okay, there we go. Quick maths.
Quick maths. So we do the 2 into the Terminators.
Yep.
They are now out of range, so no rerolls on the hits,
but
they've got rerolls to wound. The lieutenants around the back. I know.
No wounds.
We reroll the one.
Reroll the 1. No wounds, as we were saying.
So anyway, 6 up into that dude.
Yep.
Exalted Sorcerer, whatever he's called.
He is only on a wound.
6. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, temporal manipulation was an option, but decided to go more offensive.
So no rerolls here.
Oh yeah, because you need those.
We do reroll the wounds though, don't worry. I know you're worried. So his toughness 4, is he?
He is.
So 4's rerolling 1s. Rerolling 1s.
Ooh, that could be enough. That is plenty.
3, 6, 8. On a -2 still. Tactical doctrine.
Oh dear.
He's the fair
Need
one.
a big... Oh no,
fair.
that's enough.
He's dead.
That's enough to kill him. Thank you for coming. Get back in the box.
Back in the box, please. And so, this is interesting now because we don't want to kill that guy in the shooting phase.
Your plan now is to try and charge him to get to this objective. There's some clever, I think we worked out that you need at least a 6-inch charge.
How many wounds does he come with?
He's on 5, he's not been damaged.
What's he save?
He's 5 up in run, 3 up armour.
Okay, so I could try and chip away at some...
If you kill him though, then you won't get to that objective.
Yeah, I kind of want to kill him in combat. But we may not.
I mean, you're horrible damage power fist on these things as well, right?
Yeah. So what we'll do, there's an aggressor, I think there should be an aggressor in range of these guys.
There is. So you can split fire and try and get some wounds off him.
Yeah, I think that's just too dangerous.
But then you don't have to shoot twice if you don't want to.
No. So, okay, what we'll do, with the aggressor nearest him, we'll fire his... No, do you know what? It's not really worth the risk. We won't fire at him at all. We'll put one aggressor into here.
And sacrifice one guy shooting. Okay,
Yeah.
go for it. Now there's 2 units down there. There's a unit of 2 and a unit of 4.
Okay. The unit of 4, whoever that is.
Yep.
So we're going to roll some aggressor shots on Cam. This doesn't happen very often. This is 3, 4, 5. That's 7 shots then.
Yep.
So
Frag storms?
yeah. Why roll 3 dice?
For
one aggressor.
One aggressor. It's
D6.
It's D6.
I don't know what I'm doing.
There you go. It's
4.
4. So we can't catch ourselves doing these rolls.
So used to rolling 3 aggressors units and then die. So it's that many. No rerolls anymore.
The 3 hits.
And 4's to wound, right?
Yep. No wounds.
No wounds. We'll do. Because he's going to fire twice.
He gets to fire twice.
So
yep.
we'll do the other.
So 2 shots. For no hits. Now his bolt storm gauntlets.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which is what, 12 shots if you fire twice?
We'll just roll them all now. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly that. The difference when Calgar isn't there to hold your hand.
No, because you start missing now. Look at that.
I know. See.
See, I told you so.
And then, whoops, Calgar's coming too. These are them 4s. We roll nothing. So 4 at -1 because we're still tactical.
-1. So I'm on a 3 plus. What is
5. Sorry.
5. 1 damage weapons, right? So it puts me on a net 1 save, but your AP -1. 1. So I'm back to a 2 plus save. I take a wound.
1 takes a wound. Okay. Fine, whatever. Calgar can fire.
He can.
He's got 24-inch thingamabobby.
Yep.
Which will go into the bigger unit.
Yep.
It's rapid fire 2, so he gets 4 shots.
Indeed.
Excuse me. 2's re-rolling for himself, which isn't bad, is it?
It'll do.
It'll do, won't it, for us? These are strength 4. So 4's re-rolling nothing.
So 2.
So 2 go through at -2.
-2. In which case I take a wound. In which case 1 is dead.
It's 2 damage, yeah.
2 damage, in which case it doesn't roll over anyway, so it's definitely 1 dead.
Whoever was on the wound. Anyone
Yes.
in particular?
I'll come around and remove in a minute. Victrix?
They have no guns.
Really? Oh, they're sword and shield, are they?
They have sword and shield. They can throw
Grenades?
grenades.
Pistols or grenades?
They got grenades, I guess, but a grenade is going to be 6 inches, isn't it? Of which they're 8 inches.
They didn't even
away.
come with a pistol?
They got swords and shields.
No pistols? Really?
No, they're a combat unit. They haven't got a little pistol behind their shield. They got 3 up in van, that do.
Okay, fair enough. And that is the shooting phase complete?
No, I think so. The one intercessor who couldn't. Oh no, I didn't split it. No, yeah, that is the shooting phase. Yeah.
Okay, so big charge phase coming up then. Will the aggressors get the dice they need to try and get into this objective?
Let's go straight into
Let's
it.
go. Let's do it.
So, Overwatch.
Got a pistol.
Oh yeah, it's got
No.
a pistol. Yeah, put it away. So,
that is enough. That is an 8. That's going to get you
all the toys
up,
we want.
over and around.
I can't really see it here, so it's going to be 3 to there.
A couple up,
So I
a
think it
couple
gets
across,
just
a
back to the other
couple
side of
down,
him.
puts you at 8, gets you to
And then
there.
this guy can just
There we go. That
kind
is,
of do this.
that's how we do that. That puts
to-
you within 3 inches
He
of
wants
the
to party
objective
on there.
and gets you into the sorcerer.
And we will we'll charge with the Victrix into here.
Into which unit? The 2 or the 4 man? Well, the 2 or the 3 man now.
Whatever's at the front because it's a shorter charge. Whatever this is, it's hard to tell.
So it is the.
Is it 2 here and
So yeah, the
4
2
there?
on your left and the 3 on the right.
Okay, so we'll charge into the 2.
The 2 man unit. Okay, so I have 1 Soulreaper can, which fails to hit, and then 1 Combi Bolter, which hits twice. And wins once at -2.
Oh wow! 3 up invulns.
Only wins once, but you've
Go me.
There you go.
I roll the charge. I think it's an 8. It's not that.
Not that number there.
But you didn't take any damage, so nothing gained.
Yep.
Calgar is gonna no. That's the charges then.
Charge is done. Let's roll some dice on the combat then. Let's watch these aggressors march
So
through the sky.
shock assault.
Yep.
So 4 and 5.
Oof, they get so many attacks
4
with their big power fists as well.
5.
You're -1 to hit with the power fist thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I never really get them as far as this. They usually
They've moved quite. They've started all the way over here, and they've managed to get
So,
themselves all the way over here.
yeah.
That's a long way.
Well, with that
from
advance and
aggressive.
ignore the penalty,
Yeah.
you're up for doing it, right? So these are 4s then. And this combat doesn't really matter in terms of the points, to be honest. So there's 4s, which isn't.
No, what it mattered for was getting onto the objective, right?
Yeah,
So,
and I can't. The character's kill doesn't really matter. And these are ×2 strength. They're strength 8, aren't they? So it's
×2. Are you not strength 5 base, or are you strength 4?
strength 4 for
Okay,
toughness
so
5.
2's to
So
win.
it's
though.
2s to wound, which
Is enough.
is enough. There's
Is
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5, and then -3. Don't care about that, do you?
Straight to my invulnerable
They're
save. 5
D3
plus
damage, aren't they? Wow!
Whoa! Hang on a minute. Look at that. It's 4 6s. That's only 1 throw.
D3.
It's only 1
Takes the
damage.
wound. That is a charm.
That is a roll. That is a
Taking
roll.
that like a man.
I get to fight back.
No!
Yeah, baby. 4 attacks base and 1 for hateful assault. Just double check to make sure it is just the 4.
Wow, that's how you do that.
An inspiring Exalted Sorcerer has 4 attacks. Yep, 4 attacks and 1 for hateful assault. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s for himself is 5 hits, and I'm strength 6,
Times
3s
5.
to wound.
Strength 6, that's not bad.
Yes, the 4 save.
2?
But it's only 2 though. Yeah, -1.
So 4 ups.
Damn you, sir.
Like a boss.
Damn you, sir.
Like a
Damn you,
Gravis
sir.
armor
I was
boss.
hoping for something a bit better than that.
Mark 10 Gravis.
4 save, yes, -1. I was hoping for some D3 damage, but it's not the case. Charge phase is complete. How are the points looking for you, Glenn?
Well, from going to I can't do any of this, I think I've got it all. So, victory point for assassinate.
Yep, killed character,
Secure objective 4.
which you have done down
And
here.
the old secure objective buff. We name different things to different things. So
Is that 3 points in
no,
total?
one. Oh, yeah,
in total. 3
3
points in total.
So the end of turn 5 for both players, we are on 18 to me to
18, 15
to you.
Question now: do we get an extra turn? I believe I roll it.
It will be on a 3 or 4, won't it?
Yeah, I'll just double check extra turn. Battle length end of turn 5. On a 3+, the game continues. The player who had the first turn rolls a d6.
There's you.
On a 3+. So it's roll or lose.
Lose.
It's a lose.
Handshake on camera.
Bully, sir, bully.
Very
Bully.
good.
I
Very
think
good
that's
game,
the phrase
buddy.
we have to use.
Bully, bully, bully. Yeah, Bill, everyone else, Dave over there. That's
all
to
of
you.
those people. When we come back, we'll have a quick chat and a wrap up of the game. But yep, total scores there: 18 plays 15. End of battle round 5. So there we go. The game is complete. Congratulations to Mr. Glenn.
Thank you very much, sir.
It was coming because we've played a few times now. You haven't managed to beat me so far.
I've never beaten you one-on-one Warhammer play, so
First
There it
victory.
is.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll be the first of many, no doubt.
if I play Ultramarines every week, it will.
Well, there is that. Bring your orcs or your admech next time.
Orcs next time.
Yeah, orcs next time. How do you think that went?
Pretty well. Pretty well for me. Turn 1, I'm not going to lie, I thought I was in trouble with your tactical objective of scoring a victory point for every 2 spells cast.
I thought that might have been an insurmountable lead. But hey ho, it wasn't. My turn one, I think I got a couple of D3s off for 2 or 3 victory points, which swung it straight back.
Yep.
Got back in the game quite early on, and from there, to be honest, there wasn't much looking back. You never know. We got close a couple of times, but with the toys left on the board, then I think the Ultramarines were always going to have a strong final few rounds, which they did. There's a lot to chew through there. I had lots of boots on the ground. The Dreads went early, but there's still 20 intercessors, 5 aggressives, Calgar, a lieutenant.
There's still a fair amount kicking around. Even if we got the extra turn, it would have really come down to cards to see where we got. I know I had one that was coming up that was going to be killer unit in the psychic phase, which is the Wrath of Magnus, which was what I wanted to try and do in the last turn. Thinking around how the shooting and the psychic phase was going around, I wanted to do that and try and kill your librarian, but that didn't happen. But yeah, I don't know what the next cards are going to be. There's no point looking now in hindsight. So
good game.
I had a few ones and my D3s as usual for some of those random ones.
Overall, across the 5 rounds, how do you think your psychic phase went? Across the 5 battle rounds, to summarise.
What I like, so I'm going to hark back to the new Psychic Awakening book. So the Ritual of the Damned saved 3 perils, but it cost me 3 CP to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 double 6s and a double 1 during that game, but it didn't cost me any damage on my characters.
Sure.
So I really like that power. Astral Blast I really like. I think that's good fun.
I think some good things in there.
There's a few good things in there. I think I want to try out different cults in future battle reports. So we tried 3 in here, trying to keep. It now becomes very admin heavy.
Yeah, that's my next question. How's the admin?
The admin, I think my little 25mm bases with all of the stuff on is I like that idea. I did it about 2 hours before this battle report even we've started filming it. I do want to make them a little bit prettier because that is rough and ready.
Sure.
So I do want to do some printed off versions of that. You don't get enough psychic cards to sort of hand around all of your models, and there's so many overlaps in powers. That's what you ended up doing, especially with the new cult. Every psychic in that cult gets that power, providing they're not a Tzaangor or a cultist.
And do you think the new books help bridge the gap towards Primaris?
No.
Do you want to think about it?
Not
in the
slightest. I think there's some cool fluffy tricks in there. I don't think it's brought the level of the army up. I know this isn't probably a competitive, optimised army by any stretch of the imagination. There's probably a few things I could bring in that are a bit more powerful, but I really did want to try and show off some of the new Psychic Awakening stuff, what it can do.
Yeah.
I think we managed to get quite a few bits and pieces in there, like the I can't remember what it's called now. I might have it written down here somewhere. Seeded Strategist, where you can fall out of combat, cast that power, they can then shoot and charge again. I like that one. That was quite cool to get that off. Become an Ultramarine for a day.
Yeah, that's my everyday.
That's your everyday, but it cost me a psychic card to try and do it.
Yeah, well, I can't, start smiting with my infantry, so
Well, there is that. There is that. Astral Blast I liked that ability. I didn't really use too much of the cult abilities, I don't think. Some of the specifics to certain models, like, sort of reanimating rubrics and scarabs and stuff is another cult of like manipulation or something.
And there's quite a few of those cults, isn't there? So that might need a bit of play testing just to start getting comfortable and familiar with those and what's going to benefit what. This is your first go with it.
Absolutely.
I guess so.
An Astral Blast with the strategy or the Warlord trait that goes with it to add 1 to your mortal wound output. Really does do that.
Sure.
I think I went a bit aggressive with my Warlord to do that, but I wanted to get that power off and into the bubble of castle units that you had there to try and dish out that extra mortal damage. But alas, that did expose him a little bit to the incoming fire. But other than that, I don't think there was much more I could have done. To try and swing that game.
No, I mean 6 aggressors is 6 aggressors. It's tough, but after the last battle rep against Black Legion, Nick deserved a little bit of output against him. I think that's fair. 6 aggressors is tough. Calgar sitting next to them and running everything is maybe it's not necessary.
It's hard work. I mean, there's so many wounds. And they're getting
tough.
all that damage output, and then when you're in tactical doctrines and you can advance and fire twice, and
I mean Ultramarine anything helps because you're like Ultramarine aggressors are worse than your average aggressor. So that is obviously is going to make it a real uphill struggle with Calgar sitting behind them and the lieutenant as well.
The Calgar wasn't really I mean, if you just used a regular captain with the chapter master 2 CP thing, but you gain 2 CP for using Calgar.
Yeah,
but he's
200 points.
How much more points is that than a regular captain? Like nearly 100 points more?
No, not quite that many, but you know, a few. Yeah, but he's Calgar and it's cool.
It is cool.
And he's a new toy, and so the Victor's Guard
You've
come as well.
freshly painted, so
Freshly painted.
freshly on the battlefield.
He didn't output any damage today. I don't think he outputted a wound.
He did a wound on a Terminator.
Oh, from shooting.
Right at the very end. He did.
Oh, well, yeah, see, he got his points back.
Okay.
But, you know, yeah.
Force multiplication in the middle of that big aggressor castle was a tough gig. So it was always going to be a tough game. But no, it was still a good game. Thank you very much once again for
thoroughly enjoyed
being the only person that replied on WhatsApp.
Well, yeah.
by default, that gets you an invite.
They get me in.
But I'm sure you will be back on the channel with some orcs, hopefully next time.
Yeah, well, next Psychic Awakening book is potentially orcs.
Saga of the Beast.
Yeah, the Beast Awakens. So maybe we'll be back with an orc army against something else. Some Solar Guardians or something.
I'll bring either Solar Guard. Maybe I'll bring my
Fists.
No, Fists versus orcs would be.
I'm just trying to swing it back this way because you know 8th edition is who gets to play Marines today. Really.
So I'll bring 6 Centurions, 6 Aggressors,
Executioner, whatever else.
Yeah, and I'll say goodbye to all your orcs. Now maybe I might try my Blood Angels. Maybe.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Orcs versus Blood Angels.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's good.
Because there's no Primaris in my Blood Angels. It's traditional Marines.
Yeah, so I played Richard Floorhammer the other day with my orcs, and he had a lot of tactical Marines and non-Primaris stuff and some ad mech. It was a good balanced game.
I have 0 Primaris in that army, so it's going to be pure old school tactical squads. You might see squads of 10, you know, old school. Yeah. None of this 5-man Primaris unit stuff. Although actually you maxed out on a lot of yours.
I've got 20 incesses in
I've
got 5 infiltrators to make up the
to make up your battalion.
Yeah, but it's just the other 5 on the paint table.
But I think even with my Blood Angels I might even be able to run a brigade. Potentially.
Wow.
Might even be able to run a brigade.
Not? So that could be a potential future game. That'd be good.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having me.
And thank you very much for watching. If you liked this game and you like the channel in general, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Should see you guys on the next video.